What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. Reserved for the best. It's super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at 6th_element_comics. Yeah, because comic books are the sixth element of hip hop.
Yeah, dog. Sorry about that, y'all. I don't know what's going on. Technical difficulties over here. This is the sixth element of hip hop. I promise you are in the right place. I am your host, Reno Noir. Your co-host, Stu Dog, is over here chilling, hiding off camera. Stu, you there, bro?
Yes, sir.
All right. We ready to get it in, man. We got a couple. There's a few more people coming that might drop in and pop in and chop it up with us. Speaking of that, what's up with Slim Jim Longfoot in the house? What's good, man? You gonna join us? We're gonna talk about Revolution, Masters of the Universe, because, well, we're gonna get into it. There's some things, man, but we gotta talk about it. And we got a little Cobra Commander goodness, little Duke goodness, little Energon universe action tonight as well. We got some good DCU news, even a little bit of Thundercats and Star Wars action. Oh yeah, all that good shit tonight, baby. We're getting it in all the way in. Stu, what's good, man? Did you enjoy the show? The Energon, Revolution.
Yeah, I did. Man. I actually enjoyed it more than the last. The last one was actually dismal and disappointing.
Yeah, some people did not like. Yeah, the first one. A lot of people very unsatisfied.
Not the first. The first one, Reno. It just like this new one.
Well, it
It's just
focused
more
on
He-Man.
Tela. Yeah, it focused on
Yeah,
Tela,
it
not.
actually right. It actually explored. The new one actually explores Prince Adam's struggle between his responsibility and personal desires for Tela, which I
He-Man
thought was
show.
kind of lame, but I could live with it. I thought it was lame, but I could live with it. It pushed the story along, and you
I
know,
will say that. Yeah,
despite
and let's.
despite the initial backlash that Kevin got from the first series, which actually put Tila in the forefront, made her sorceress and all. He claims that it was more of a side story, which is a continuation of that story in this new He-Man series. Now, whatever he wants to say, he can say, and I'm cool with it. But I can say one thing: he wanted that first run to get a better reception than it did, but this second run is way better.
Mhm.
It has a way more. It has a way more forward progressing story. That's you got Hordak, you got He-Man, good against evil, and it's something that boys will enjoy, and not Teela running around trying to play He-Man's role and be the heroine of the story. We don't mind, but it doesn't say Teela. It's not about Teela. It says He-Man in in the
Actually,
caption.
it says Masters of the Universe, and it
True.
doesn't. And I wanted to
It
get
doesn't.
Slim Foot on here because he did a review about this show yesterday, and it was a very good one. To be honest, I'm not gonna keep it, keep it a buck. I didn't finish watching it because he just showed it to me like 10 minutes before we were about to start the show, so I only glanced at it really quick. But he really liked the first one. He really liked that it delved into stuff that we had never seen before. He thought it was great that it did go and talk about Tila and something that we hadn't seen maybe before, and so expanded on it, I guess. And I guess I can see his point. If you're a hardcore He-Man fan and you've been all in He-Man and you know all about it. You read the comics, you watch the shows, you all deep into it. Seeing that Tela expansion was fine for you. That was cool. That was just more for your world. But for somebody like us who probably hasn't seen He-Man since the 80s, but has fond memories of it, a lot of like a lot of us fans, that nostalgia bite, going back for us, it was a shock because we were thinking this was about to be a He-Man show, when in fact it was a Tela show that he made basically for his daughter's sake. That's the way I see it. He has a daughter, and she was mad into it, and he basically made the show for her, and that's cool. Like dads do that kind of stuff. He doesn't have sons; he has daughters. Dads do different shit for different type of kids. So I get that, and but this one, he definitely was like, okay, guys, like I know what you guys are looking for, and here's some of that. And I think he really hit the mark on this one. He when Revelation debuted back in July in 2021, that was Kevin Smith's highly anticipated reboot. That I know Stu, I know me and you, we were waiting for that show to come out. Like we was hype about that, and really was thinking about it way before it came out. Like was ready for that show. And he I tell you, it did definitely stir up the fan base. It definitely did stir up the fan base. For the majority of the 10 episodes, it was effectively, a Tela show. He-Man was barely in it at all. Now Kevin Smith is back with this new one, Revolution, right? The old one is called Revelation, and this one is called Revolution. So don't get it twisted. They're different. And at this time, he is definitely bringing much more He-Man to the He-Man show. He said, speaking to one of these magazines in an interview, Smith and the executive producer, Ted Biaselli, I shouldn't say that. It's SFX magazine. Okay. So speaking to SFX magazine, right before the premiere, Smith and executive producer Ted addressed the reactions to the previous season's controversial decision to take He-Man out of the picture, because they're not denying that they did that. Like they're not acting, and I do give them a little bit of props on that, because Disney will act like, well, we're not doing that. You're just a misogynist. We're not doing that. You're just you're sexist. No, you know what you're doing, and they're not denying it. Like they know what they did, and they're like, no, that's what it is. And so Ted Biaselli, the executive producer of the show, he said, this is a story that is going to explore what it means to be He-Man when a new responsibility falls on Adam. I think it's really interesting to explore what it's like when, as an adult, you know what you want to do, and your parents also have expectations for you. How do you reconcile with that? We do it with an eye towards making sure fans know that He-Man is a 3.5 or 4 out of 5. What is it? Making sure fans know that He-Man is in 3.5 or 4 out of the 5 episodes. He is He-Man in the show. We do it with an eye towards making sure fans know that He-Man is in 3.5 or 4 of the 5 episodes. I really don't get that statement. I was just reading that, but He-Man's in all the episodes. I don't know if he's 3.5 or 4. He's in every episode. So I'm not sure what he meant there. But I don't know, Stu, you get that? Anyway, Revolution picks up directly from the end of Revelation, right? So it is a sequel. It does build off of the original. So it does pick up directly from Revelation, which we saw Hordak arrive. Did you know Hordak before? You knew about Hordak? I think you're muted, bro, this whole time. That's why you weren't.
I knew who Hordak was. Like you said, Kevin Smith wanted to do something with his daughter. Why do it with He-Man when you could have did it with She-Ra, the princess of power, and the main villain in She-Ra is Hordak. So, he could have still brought it all together the way he did with this, but why push He-Man to the back push Tela to the front. When you got She-Ra, you could have just did that with. She-Ra could have been a hero in one story, and He-Man could have been a hero of the other one, and it would all been good. He'd have pleased the fans, but it's just there's just a revolution to write out male characters and make female characters seem like they're so strong. When, like you always say, we already have them. We already have strong female characters. Just write good stories for them.
Right. Yeah.
So what you did with Tila, you could have did with She-Ra. I don't understand what the problem was with using She-Ra. Mattel owns both of them. I just don't get it.
Well, I
But
think the reason is because that he wanted to do He-Man. He didn't want to do She-Ra. He wanted to do a He-Man show, but he wanted his daughter to. And I don't know. I guess he did it for his daughter. But the thing is like this: if what you're saying is true, that he did it for some agenda to write out male characters, and that there's some push to, then he wouldn't be doing this show. He
no,
literally. I think, and I think that I agree that maybe he should have done this one first, and then
I
did
agree with that.
the Tila.
And then the set Tila one, right? I agree
If
with
you,
that.
if you cut, and here's why, not this is why, because and coming from like my man Slim Jim Longfoot said, coming from the perspective of like a long time big fan, long time fan of the show, you you're hungry for some more stuff, something new, some new information, let's talk about a new character, give me something else. So in that regard, like I can see being ready for something new and being, oh yeah, this Tila joint or whatever is cool because it's something new. Like I get that, but you got to remember it's been like 30 years. Raw Talk, salute.
Yeah,
Peace, peace,
Like
peace,
30 years,
everybody.
yeah.
How y'all doing?
Peace, Raw Talk.
right?
Peace,
Right.
Hey,
peace. We doing good. We
But
doing good.
after 30 years, after all this time, you got fans that's like ready to see He-Man again. So like, whoa, you got to like break it in, like give us He-Man again. Okay, cool. Now we got that fix out of the way. Now let's explore. Let's do some other
From a
shit.
person, and it's from a person, Reno, that claims to be a super fan of He-Man. So you would
Right.
think he's a fan of He-Man, like George Lucas is a super fan of Star Wars. You would think that he would have gave us something epic as far as He-Man was concerned, and it was lackluster. This new one is
Yeah.
good. I can't lie. I've been watching it all day. I think it's excellent, to be honest with you. I wish they would have started off with that. I really do. I would have
Yeah.
been more interested.
I'm gonna be honest with you on that because I know y'all talking about Kevin Smith and the He-Man Revolution. I
Right.
like all of them actually. I went back and watched them all. I like them all because it leads up to something. I mean, yeah, they have Tila's perspective, but it's still telling you the story of He-Man. That's her guy, period. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's her telling her story and then going into He-Man. It's like, okay, how they got together in this new rendition of it,
Right.
so to speak. And I respect it. I mean, a lot of times they made Man at Arms a female, but Man at Arms became Man at War. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it's like it's dope. I mean,
Yeah.
we get too judgmental on cartoons and things of that nature. Yeah, yeah, we grew up in a certain era in a certain time, but this is not our time. I
Right.
mean, we're in this time,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? But our time when we was children, our
Next.
childlike time, we should celebrate that and keep that where it's at because that's what makes it golden. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it valuable. If
Right.
we want everything else to be like our time won't be valuable. You know what I'm saying?
At the same time, I mean, I feel that too. But at the same time, like GI Joe Classified, they came out with some new. People was like, nah, we want the old GI. We want them to look like the old GI Joe.
Yeah.
And so like in some regards, like there is something to say for keeping it, close to the original. Because if you're a fan of that, that's what you want to see. Now, I do agree that them branching out and doing the Tila thing was cool. That was dope. It's just that I understand where everybody else came from because it's been 30 years. Like we thought we were getting ready to see a He-Man show, and like where the fuck is He-Man? Like I get that. But if you're a super fan, if you've been like you just finished the He-Man comic, you just was playing the He-Man video game, you probably just was rewatching the He-Man show. You're a super duper He-Man fan, and this new show comes on and it's about Tela. Cool, because that's just some more extra, more expanded shit on something that I'm already into. But if you're not one of those super duper duper fans of He-Man, but you was a fan as a kid like us, seeing it again after 30 years, I think you want to first break into, like if he would have did season 2, this Revolution first, and then did the Tela one, I think that would have made more sense. I think he would have got a better response. I don't know if it would have made more sense if it had been better. I think that would have cut down on some of the backlash. That's all. And I'm just speaking devil's advocate. And I really wish that my man Goat, my man Slim Jim Longfoot, or Johnny Quest Gaming was available to come on the show right now and talk, because they did a great review about it yesterday. And they are from the camp of really liking the Tela show. And so, but despite the initial, backlash over that, these guys, Kevin Smith and them, they have taken the criticism and they've applied it to this new show. And you can tell that they did listen. But that doesn't mean that, Smith is sorry for pushing He-Man aside to tell the story that he wanted to tell, because he actually said, he's got a big ass quote here, because he's like, he doesn't regret doing it the way he did it. And here's his sort of explanation. He said, I know there are people that went after Revelation for putting Tela first or whatever, but we didn't. Tela was as much a part of the story as she always has been a part of the story. I thought it would be a cool aspect of storytelling to remove the center of our universe for a few episodes and then bring him back. It wasn't me going, let's break this franchise by any stretch of the imagination. People who wanted to attack the show were like, they killed He-Man, but it wasn't as if Mattel or Netflix were saying, here, man, go kill a franchise for us. That's why we brought you here. Naturally, He-Man was going to come back. He said everything we did in He-Man's absence and when we brought him back still tied in heavily with the lore. I'm a person who has enjoyed the franchise, who has enjoyed a franchise or two in his lifetime, and I enjoy when they respect the things that have gone before. We really went out of our way to honor what it was that people loved about MOTU, Masters of the Universe. Everybody involved had a skin in the game as to whether it would be a reinvention of the franchise or a spiritual continuation of the franchise, and we were all in that latter camp. They wanted it to be a spiritual continuation of the franchise, so they did not have intentions of reinventing it, and that's the way he sees it. So he seems to have managed to win over critics with this new one. I definitely am won over. I watched all of the first show. I was kind of like, it's not really for me. I wasn't hella mad at it. It just wasn't really for me. This one was definitely more for me. It debuted with a perfect score on Rotten Tomatoes. Audiences, though, have sort of remained divided over whether this is the greatest interpretation of the character since the 80s or the worst. You can decide for yourself with the predecessors now streaming on Netflix, so you can see them. You can see them both, but I mean,
if it came out, that the first one came out during a time when we were heavily attacked. We still are attacked on masculinity. You know what I'm saying? So everybody was like, "Yo, you're gonna attack us. We're gonna shut down everything you trying to throw at us. That's trying to demasculate us."
Right.
Even though if we watched this and there was no masculinity attacks and stuff like that, and we watched it, we would have accepted it then. You know what I'm saying? The first one, we would have said, all right, this is pretty cool. But since we were under attack, all men was under attack every which way, we had to, hey, yo, you gonna attack us? We're gonna attack back, and we're gonna attack everything. You know how men do, how we do. Yo, we're gonna carpet bomb everything.
Going to war. Yeah, I mean it is what it is. I mean, it was timing. It was bad timing. I think had it come out the way it did in a time when, like you said, masculinity wasn't under full on onslaught in the media with entertainment and stuff, which it absolutely is. It's like something like Echo, when it came, Echo coming out. Maybe it would have been taken a different way if we weren't in the midst of this, over woke, super duper extra woke, push on stuff. Which honestly, it's a fad, it's a phase, it's gonna pass. I'm not really worried about it. Um, I'm not. I don't think it's. I don't think it's. Dude, it's so silly. There's no way it's gonna like catch on forever. People are already getting tired of it, so it's not something that it's not real.
Yeah, of course it's a new generation coming in, and they don't want to see it. One and two, like I said, last show, Western women have never been really oppressed or done dirty in any way other than they anything normal. But they there's no need to push them to a point where they feel empowered because they've always had power. I don't understand why in the Western world we're just so hell bent on doing that. There's no need for it. But I think Kevin Smith did exactly what I've seen a lot of people do when it comes to certain things that they like. They envision something that they like and then try to push it on everybody else and then say, well, you gotta like it too because I did it. Or they'll try to remove something. We've all done it. Like we'll take the Lord G.I. Joe and say, well, you know what? I wonder if Duke would have did this, and then Scarlet was like this, and then Roadblock came in, and then we did this, and then we get to this part that somebody else that they already got.
Right.
That to me personally, that's lame. Because now you're saying, okay, I got a story to tell, then tell that story, but tell it in a different way. Don't take away what's already been processed and put into existence to push in front your thing that you want. Like when Kathleen Kennedy did with Obi-Wan, took her movie, mixed it in with what they had, and said, we can get to that, but let's do this first. It didn't work. It was cool for you. Anybody that has a personal vision or personal whatever they have when they like something, that's for you. It ain't for everybody. It's not gonna always be for everybody. So and everybody doesn't even know it. We could have just got a good He-Man story, He-Man versus Hordak, because He-Man versus Hordak is something that's rare because Hordak usually fights She-Ra, and She-Ra usually overpowers Hordak. So
Right.
that would have been his, or you could have swapped it. Skeletor fights She-Ra, He-Man fights Hordak, and we could have got two shows
We
with
got we
more out of it than what we got.
got Skeletor fighting Hordak. That was phenomenal.
Right.
It was,
That was phenomenal. Yeah, that was great.
When he
Yeah,
stabbed
I
him
was
in the
into that.
chest, I was like,
oh,
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh, what's going on? I
yeah,
enjoyed that battle.
I'm up in there wilding out. I know my wife was upstairs, like, what the hell? What's going on downstairs? I was like, yo, I'm wilding. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. People
yeah.
getting
Yeah,
killed.
I had the
Yo,
surround
wilding.
sound pumped up. I had the surround sound pumped up on that fight. It was good to
Well,
watch.
for the show itself, guys. I mean, it was the cast is right here. We got Chris Wood plays Prince Adam He-Man. Chris Wood, known for playing Mon-El on CW Supergirl show, gets the honor of delivering He-Man's iconic power-imbuing rallying cry. I
Which I
have a
didn't like. Where's that?
power.
He sounded so lame. He sounded like a TV commercial. He sounded like a soap opera commercial. I have the power. By the
Man, like,
power of Grayskull. Stop. He-Man says it with, think when you go back to the cartoon from the 80s, and that's the only thing I asked. He-Man said it like he had two sets of big kahunas. He was like, by the power of Grayskull, I have the power. He was like, damn. Like, yo.
He used his whole diaphragm to say it. Yep.
Yeah. Like he said it like
well,
he was a soap opera commercial.
casting that changed the character. I think I think in the best way. I think, and this is my favorite voice actor of all time, Mark Hamill. Dude is phenomenal. And he definitely gave a what do you call it? He gave a little couple this Joker in there. Um,
Yeah, it works. It works, It works.
um,
There was an Easter egg in there too when him and Hordak fought. When he said Hordak said, "Let this be our final battle." That's from the movie. That was from the movie when he said that when Skeletor said that to He-Man.
yeah. And then we
And then
have
there was a few other like
There was a few other little joints, little jabs they took in there.
it was crazy.
This is one of my favorite castings here.
Duke
Liam.
Cunningham is Duncan.
Yeah, this is your boy from Game of Thrones. That was that was fuck's his name? The Onion Knight. What's his name? Sir Davos. Sir
Mm.
Davos from Game of Thrones. Big character. Was there to the end, and he plays Man at Arms. Perfect casting right there. Tiffany Smith. I couldn't one way or the other. I think she did a good job playing Andra. Melissa Benoit played Tela. Good job. Lena Headey, also from Game of Thrones, kills it as Evil Lynn. Perfect casting. I'm surprised they got her. Like that's Cersei right there from Game of Thrones. So she's dead on. She's Skeletor's right hand woman, Evil Lynn. Blah blah blah. But she had a big character arc. She had some character development, big time in this series. She becomes basically a good Lynn, right at the end.
Yeah, and she's now amongst the what's his name, the Cosmos, the guild, what is it called? I keep forgetting.
Well, the things that they I don't know. I don't know the name.
It's kind of like the lanterns. That's what it was crazy because I was like, oh, so they're doing it like the cosmic police,
Mm.
with all the the hell? Somebody in the chat.
Yeah, somebody in chat say what, because I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Scattered everywhere.
Yeah, I'm lost. But if anybody knows, and then Diedrich Bader, I know this guy, I recognize this actor in a bunch of stuff. I don't, he played the King. I've seen him in a bunch of weird, like off, B comedies and stuff like that, and he played a B. Alicia Silverstone. That's interesting. Queen Marlena. Wouldn't have known it was her, but great job, I guess.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, Cringer. He did a good job as Cringer. I think he's a great casting for Cringer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. Tony Todd, Scared Glow. Can't get any better than that.
Tony
Justin.
Todd did an excellent job. He's
Yeah,
also which he did an excellent job in Star Trek as well. And
yeah,
as Candyman.
right. That's Candyman. Yeah, and then this guy. So wait, is he from Dodgeball too? He's from the movie Dodgeball, and this guy's from the movie Dodgeball. Justin Long plays Roboto, and then Griffin Newman plays Orko. I don't know that guy. Then we got Harley Quinn plays Elena. Meg Foster plays Motherboard. Keith David as
That's
Hordak.
Keith David. We knew that was Keith
As soon
David.
as I heard his voice, I was like, my man.
Yeah, you came and said
But you know what? That's befitting of him. He played a good Hordak, bro. Like he played
Really?
a really good Hordak.
Favorite actor ever, period.
Mm,
Period. My favorite actor.
mm.
Keith David, yo. Anything he's in, I'm watching. I don't give. I seen
Yeah.
everything.
Supposedly he's taking over for
On.
Lance Riddick. For Lance Riddick is Zavala. Because they have to re-record.
Yeah.
For Destiny.
Yeah. Okay.
What are you talking about? Destiny, the game?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. They needed a new Zavala, and that's it.
We got John Delancey as Grainamar, the dragon. Ted
I would never guess that.
So Ted Biasali, and here's where we're going to get into Gwildor. Ted Biasali is the producer of this show, and he also plays the voice of Gwildor. You might recognize Gwildor from the live-action He-Man movie, 1987, the Masters of the Universe movie with Dolph Lundgren.
Gwildor.
Yeah, good boy.
Right. So, yeah, and he was a guy that they used him to replace the character of Orko, basically. He took Orko's place. And because they couldn't, at the time, they couldn't conceive of a way, special effects wise, there was no CGI then, to have a floating guy who was just like eyeballs with a hat, Orko. They couldn't figure out a way to make it in live action. So instead of trying, they came up with this totally different character.
You know how dope it was for them to meld that universe, that movie universe with this universe. When he
Like,
got the cosmic key, I was like, and you seen the cosmic key? I was like,
yeah, I thought it was
yeah,
cool. I really thought it was cool. I thought it was like a great nostalgia, hit right there. Like,
yeah.
you
And he
know,
was
he
giving them a nice shout out, like, yo, I'm repping that era too. Like,
kind of it just brings
on.
it together.
Yeah.
And we trashed the fuck out of that live action movie at the time because it was so different than the cartoon and everybody looked different and we were just like, what?
I loved it.
So bad. No,
You know what?
I got
If
it in
you
my
go back,
watch.
I'm with Raw Talk on that, Reno. I watched
you
it
might,
like a couple months ago. It came on
no, no,
regular
no,
TV.
no,
It
let
was
me finish.
alright. It was alright.
Let me finish. So if you watched it a couple months ago, you would have loved it. What I'm saying is, at the time, and
Oh,
you
as a
might
kid, no.
have,
As a kid,
but
no.
at the time, it was not accepted by fans at the time. Like some individual fans, you might have loved it. I'm not saying everybody hated it. I'm just saying, in general, it wasn't accepted, for whatever reason. But if you watch it now, like Stu was just saying, it's fucking good, dude. Skeletor
Yeah,
is
you can watch it. Yeah,
Franklin
phenomenal.
Jealous
Yeah.
Skeletor, he was tight.
phenomenal. Dude, he killed it, bro. It's really good. I think it aged really well too. Like I think it's better now than it was then. It's one of those things. If you haven't seen it since then, if you thought it was trash back then, watch it again. It's actually fucking good.
You enjoy
It's
it.
not
Yeah,
bad.
it's very
It
good.
really isn't bad. I'm with you on that one. I mean, as a kid, I wasn't too interested in it. It was just too different from
I,
the
I,
TV show.
I was hyped for it. I ran to the theaters to see it, and I was like, "What?" Honestly, that's how I was in the theater. I don't know, Roto, how you. I
I
was.
I liked it when I was little. Only thing I didn't like per se was the Gwildor character because I was confused. When I was little. I was like, "What the hell is Orko?" So
Right.
this is supposed to be Orko without the hood, and then
Yeah.
Gwildor. I was like, "Oh, it's totally different." But
Yeah.
then when I got into the movie, I was like, "Oh, this is dope." Because when you seen Skeletor in his floating chariot, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"That's crazy."
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know what I mean? So I was with that. And then I was also confused with Blades.
Uh-huh.
With all the blades. I thought he was for a second I thought he was Triclops.
Right.
He had the one eye.
Yeah.
That's how they doing Triclops?
Yeah.
Like
I was just as a kid, I was like, "Where is this guy? Where's this guy? Where's that guy?" Like, that's not many arms, and all. But I mean, I don't know. When were you born? I was born in '79.
I was born in 75.
Okay, so you're just a little bit older than me. So, and especially at that time when that movie came out, was it '87 or whatever, '88? Yeah, I was like 9. You were probably like 13. So we were in a different mental, at the time. So I didn't really. I was too young, and I was just like, "This ain't fucking. Man. This is not."
It was 87. It was August of 87.
Yeah,
The movie came out.
Yeah,
I was
So you was about 12. You was about 12 years old. Raw Talk when that jump.
Nah. I had to be younger
13?
than that.
I was 8.
So you said you was born in 75. 85 is 10.
All right.
87 is 2 more years. That's 12.
Okay. Damn. I'm all messed up. Okay.
Phil Lamar, Mendor, Susan Eisenberg is Sorceress, William Shatner as well.
Going back to I'm sorry to cut you off, but remember when Lynn she went to the Council of the Zodiacs.
Oh, that's what she was?
Zodak. She became a Zodak. I was like,
oh, she way up here.
Yo.
Oh, fuck.
You know, Zodak got that cosmic power.
Right.
Yes, he do. Yes, he do.
And they had different realms, so she's Zodak of a realm. So it's like, yo,
yeah, they were
guardian. So that was tight. I was like, oh,
yeah, and but yeah, the Shat
is still doing it at 90-something years old. And
Kel came out. Keldor. He was like, I'm Keldor. I'm the king, the rightful heir.
Actually, his voice was smooth. I didn't recognize
it.
Was
usually, I didn't either. I didn't either. No. It took me a couple episodes to figure out that was William Shatner.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, hold up. William Shatner. I'm like, yo, he was so smooth because usually he has his little exclamations on words.
Yeah. He did. I'm going to tell you like that. I was looking at something and he came walking up and said what he said, and I was like, "Fuck." I looked around and I look. Oh shit, that's William Shatner. And then I remembered he was in this, but I didn't know what he was gonna play, so it did shock me when I seen him playing.
And he 92 years old. That's how
Is
I
he?
want to be when I'm 92. I seen a
Man,
video the other day. The Joker was on a horse. He was riding a horse. He jumped off the horse and ran up to the camera and said some William Shatner stuff and ran back to the horse and jumped on the horse and took off.
national treasure, man.
Word,
Come on.
word. But,
I want to be like that when I'm 92, bro. I'm like, yo,
For real.
what's he been doing? Like, what he been doing, bro?
so did y'all?
And he
So
just went to outer space.
For real.
for this guy, this character, when he first walked up, at first I was like, "Wait, ain't that Skeletor?" Because correct me if I'm wrong. In the original lore, like that was like we knew that's how Skeletor looked before he had the skull, or before he was in the skull.
Yeah,
So yeah, so I didn't know what they were doing at first when he walks up to be, telling your boy he's the rightful king and all that. And but then they were playing it off, and then Skeletor didn't even know that was him.
Yeah, yo, like he was schizophrenic or bipolar or something.
Yeah, like that's you, dog. That's you. But
That's you, homie.
finds out that was him and stuff. But yeah, this was a weird, I don't know how I felt about this casting. It was kind of weird when they put Shatner and stuff. It's almost like silly. So I don't know, but
man, I can't. I mean, Shatner, they give him like a bad rep. I mean, yeah, he has done some things where he had to be a caricature of himself.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about typecasting. No one will ever see Shatner other than James
Shatner.
T. Kirk.
Right.
As soon as you meet him, you're like, Kirk.
Or
You're not gonna say
TJ Hooker.
Shatner.
Oh, don't forget TJ Hooker.
Yeah, for some of us, TJ Hooker. You know what I'm saying? But
I didn't know about TJ Hooker until much later.
yeah, man.
I didn't know about it so much.
Iconic joint too. That was crazy back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you look at him. Like certain people just can't escape the greatness that they created from the door. It's like you were that part, and people believed in that so much that that's you forever. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Yes. Oh yeah.
So it's like, you know what I mean? And these actors, they're actors. They want to do other roles. They want to bring other things to life, but the fandom will never let them grow that way. You know what I'm saying? Because they love them so much as that character. You know,
Right.
And some actors hate that. They dread it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to get stuck in one role.
Yeah.
Because then the casting companies be like, oh, we can't cast you because everybody gonna think you Kirk because you're bigger than life. You're bigger than life. That's Captain Kirk. Imagine him showing up on a Star Wars set. Motherfuckers commit suicide. Like, what the fuck is this? I can't have this. You know what I'm saying? How is Captain Kirk? You know what I'm saying? But he may want to be in the movie. He may be a fan and want to be in it to be in a great, you know what I'm saying? A great franchise. You know what I'm saying? But he couldn't. He probably wanted to be in later on. We don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
He wanted to be one of the admirals in the rebellion or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Yeah, you can't do it.
you know, so it's crazy.
Yeah, man. The comic is crazy. The comic got so I'm not sure what Johnny's saying. He said I think Shatner is really Snake King inside of Keldor, like he goes inside people in the comic. And then yeah, bro, in the comic he gets inside people and owns them. Even He-Man. Comic is crazy. But for those who did not see the show, we did promise a review of the show. So basically,
King is.
We got the way it kind of picks up from Revelation. Everyone knows Prince Adam. He's is He-Man in this. Tela is the new sorceress, and Andra is the new man at arms. You got Skeletor, which is Mark Hamill now, is now infected with the technovirus and under the thrall of Motherboard, right, played by Meg Foster. Bringing Foster, who played Evil Lynn in the '87 live action Masters Universe movie, was also another nod to the past and a little Easter egg for those nostalgic joints. And as the post-credit scene of Revelation revealed, Motherboard is a top-tier disciple of Hordak, who we find out is there and is the ruler of the galaxy, scourging the evil Horde, just taking over shit, and basically was like, put Skeletor on. He was like Skeletor's big boss. Casting Keith David as Hordak, inspired choice, very, very good, very great casting. Keith David brings the right amount of menace and dismissive attitude needed for such a pivotal character that I think a lot of people don't know much about, because he wasn't really part of He-Man, and a lot of us dudes didn't watch the She-Ra show like I didn't, so I didn't know much about this guy. With King Randor dying, basically, He-Man is sort of tasked with becoming either warrior or king, right? He's got to make a choice, and the decision gets easier when this guy Keldor walks up, played by William Shatner. He's super suave. He just pours honey in his ear. He's like, "I'm your long lost brother," and long time Master Universe fans won't be shocked by the twist, but Kevin Smith and the Revolution writer Tim Sheridan do take a different approach to make it work on another level, so it kind of makes it fresh. And as the threat of the technologically enhanced Skeletor and Hordak and the evil Horde descend on Eternos, He-Man has to split his forces and sort of fight the war on different sides. And then, Smith and Sheridan definitely stick to Revelation's format, having some fan favorite characters pop in, and mostly non-speaking background characters like Ram Man and Buzz Off. You see Snout Spout and Rio Blast show up. They don't have
crazy.
Yeah. It's dope to see them, but they don't have any, speaking parts or anything like that. But he was being established, as a big player in the first show. Triclops doesn't really. He's just sort of in the background here. I was expecting to see a lot with him, because in the first show, Triclops is sort of a big dude. He's got his own little minions and shit, and but Revolution is this one. I think it fares better with Evil Lynn, the Evil Lynn subplot. Tela and Evil Lynn as a subplot, not He-Man as the subplot in the He-Man show. It just you just switch that around. So they did good, but it still feels very weird that Kevin Smith is so focused on redeeming one of the best villains in all of Masters Universe. Evil Lynn. I don't know why they want to make her a good guy. That's like making the Baroness a good guy. It's like she's the perfect bad guy character. Like I feel it's a loss to the villain side. There's not many great villains with more than two dimensions in He-Man. But Benoit, the voice actor who replaces Sarah Michelle Gellar, provides a more familiar, heroic take on Tela, I think. And I think the switch proves how effective simply having a different performer can convey a mood, a vibe, making the character seem more. Because Sarah Michelle Gellar she seemed out of place. I don't think she seemed like a warrior. She just seemed like almost like a girl, and I don't know, just me. But if there felt like
we're talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer, right?
Yes. To be fair, I get your point, but just the way, I don't know. I just feel like the way that this character or this actor did it, it just resonated more with me. Just my opinion, she's definitely not as well known, obviously. But they're, they traded off. They brought in Shatner. But there felt like a bigger push to prioritize the relationship with Tela and Adam which was cool. I thought. Not surprisingly, the actors and the actor and actress are an actual married couple in real life, so they have good chemistry. Um, but romance has never been a big component to Masters of the Universe. It's never been a big part of it. It feels tacked on in this show. It feels like a subplot that's almost like a extra show just for those people who want to see that. Like we gave you that. It just I don't know.
I
But
think. Oh,
sorry.
I wanted to chime in.
Yeah, yeah,
I think that was to hold on to, like, all right, we got action for the fellas. Let's get some romance for the ladies.
yes,
Those who watch the Shira show, who's interested in the Masters of the Universe, the whole universe, including, you know what I'm saying? I thought that was dope. I mean, I can dig it, And when you're little, you don't think about those things, but
right.
he's also catering to the adults in us at the same time. Like, all right, these guys are 40, 30, what have you. Let me get some adult content in there a little bit. You know what I mean? To ground it in a way. You
And
know?
that's important. Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty
yeah,
dope.
that's important.
Everybody always used to have the action figures, and yeah, He-Man was always chilling with Tela. You know what I mean? Like.
Right, exactly.
So it's like, let's do it.
Yeah, because it makes a little sense now, or at least it's relatable now. And yeah, like you grow up and then you want to see like, well, who He Man hidden? Like I know he ain't just he got to be doing something. So
Yeah, yeah.
um, all right, man,
You
man,
know,
oh,
make them funny style. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna really bring the masculinity out. You know, we're gonna make He-Man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He banging. He's hitting her. You know,
right,
he can't hit She-Ra. That's his cousin. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So he can't do that. We got to go to that. You know what
got
I'm
to,
saying? So, yeah,
and yeah, and yeah, it's good. I,
yeah.
I think it doesn't it feels like you said it's there for like if this was just a show for kids and to that point like this show is doing the same thing that original show was, which is selling toys. I'm gonna get into that in a minute, but I
Woo.
want to touch on Orko is back, also coming back. I like the design of Orko in this one. He's also joined by the character Gildor from the live action movie. Um, the animation is solid. There's some moments where the camera has noticeably like a jarring pan, but for the most part, it's done really well. Revolution, I think, holds up pretty well until the final episode. The Scepter and the Sword is the title, and it's a solid all action, episode, but the costume change feels geared more towards selling toys, selling action figures, than creating an organic feel for new attire. Like these new, like all the new, you know, adaptations or whatever were clearly for toys. Granted, that's part of the bundle with Mattel Television, right? That's part, and it's charming. I mean, that's what when I look back at Transformers and GI Joe and all my favorite stuff, I realize that they're just big ass commercials for toys. That's all they are. But I love them, and creating some eye catching designs to lure kids in the older, job having kids like us into buying more figures. But the finale, I think it really was transparent in that regard. It was clearly obvious. But another late decision in the finale comes off more like a change because Kevin Smith and Sheridan couldn't come up with a logical way to have He-Man as king and adventurer, because you can't be both. He can't be there ruling and off fighting, whatever. So their solution is sensible, though it does have the potential to annoy some Motu purists. But basically he just sort of says we leave it. We're not going to have a ruler. You guys just sort of rule yourselves.
Hmm.
It's fucking It doesn't work.
And that's I think
I
that
ain't even
is on
commenting on
purpose.
that.
I think that change up is on purpose
Yeah.
because it adds for more conflict and
Yeah.
more storytelling
Oh
going
yeah.
down the line. Because democracies are chaos.
Well,
You got two factions that think their side is their views are the better views, and they're always clashing.
well, democracy would have made more sense, but he didn't even say a democracy. Like if he would have said, "We're gonna vote," everybody gets to vote on their leader. He didn't say that.
Well,
He
no, it was implied because remember when what's her name, Audra or whatever, Man at Arms,
Mhm.
she said she's gonna be going for president, or and then it was talking about politics at the end. It was like, oh, you got to be a politician. She's like, I'll deal with that, whatever.
Yeah.
So it was already
Yeah, they
implied
did say that.
that system was already getting ready to be in play.
Yeah, I missed that. I didn't see that. But yeah, I
Yeah,
missed
they
that.
did say that. Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it
so I
was sort
peeped
of
that.
like
I was like, ah,
ambiguous. I thought that what he should have done was, we're gonna have a council, not a king, but a council. That would have made more sense.
yeah.
And then you had the key players and everybody that would have also been drama. They could have done a lot of stories with that. Sort of a, what do you call it, like an Illuminati type, council or whatever.
Court type deal.
hmm you know, but yeah, it definitely is was a very genius move, to revel in the unapologetic heavy metal excess of the universe, and pay tribute to the look of the original toys and the cartoon while using the soapy turbocharged plot line and fully refurb the tone, continuity, characters for the 21st century. But at the same time, it definitely kept the vibe of the original. But
And
yeah.
he dropped some cool stuff down there. He dropped in some signs. He said the council killed Grayskull though. So if they would have went with a council, would have went back to that, you know, that
Oh, that's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In the lore, in the history, that's right. So hey, but
mm,
them saying that there's going to be no leader, when you vote for a leader, there's still a leader. We know that in this country we vote for a president, and that dude, half of the people don't agree with him. So it doesn't always work out, but it's better than you know I'm king because my dad was king.
and there was a lot of subliminals in that too, man. It was just like, when you're looking from a different angle, okay, Audrey, she's gonna be the first black female president. It's like,
That's a
you know what I'm saying? So you look back, you're like, oh, hold on here. What are we doing in these shows now? Are we foretelling things? Are we breaking things down to come? You know what I'm saying? For our actual reality, like
yeah, always.
preparing a mind for that.
Always. Hang on, y'all. I'll be right back. Ah, shit.
That predictable programming, So
Right.
it's
It was like when we watched 24. There was an African American president. It actually got, it actually made people think, what, I could actually kind of see that. So when Obama ran, it was kind of easier for them to accept it because it was already, thrust upon them, for like what was 24? That was like 5, 6 seasons.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
And Dave Chappelle show when he did the black president thing, you know,
Mm-hmm.
comedy
yeah,
way, like
just
you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Oh, he's
Yep.
just something that you can envision. That's dope, man.
yeah.
Got the Chris Star just came in. See
Oh,
if
bringing it back, Orko. Did y'all like the part where Orko and Guido was getting busy against Grizzlor and
Or
them?
that,
yeah, that
yeah.
was
That
fire.
was dope. That was the dopest part.
Fire,
Grizzlord. That's what I was trying to remember his name. Grizzlord. Yes.
Grizzlor,
I was like,
yeah.
damn.
I was like,
And Leech,
oh,
was
they
he?
wilding on
Yeah.
Grizzlor. As soon as you seen the thing, the door bust open and dudes flying out, I'm like, oh, they getting busy. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Oh, I went bonkers. I loved it, man. I was like, oh, I felt like a little kid again, man, when I was watching it. I really felt like, yo, that young kid watching it, like, yo, like
Yeah.
watching that whole thing for the first time, like the He-Man Masters of the Universe. Yo, I was in that zone.
Mm-hmm.
Good therapy. Good therapy.
King He-Man reminded me of King Conan, like the whole vibe. Like I wanted to see that King Conan, you know. That would have been
That is
dope.
dope.
Wait, what did he say? Oh, but I think is going to form a council of different races. Diversity. Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. We said that's why I love the first season. As a writer, the growth was needed. So I wanted King Hiss.
No, I could go with that. Now that I can go with. I remember King Hiss. I wanted King Hiss. King Hiss would have been super dope. That story was dope. Yeah.
Because you gotta see the story of how Skeletor and them obtained the Snake Mountain. Because that was
they got it from King Hiss. Yeah, King Hiss. They lived and the snake army that he had. Yep. But remember in the story, they couldn't awaken the whole snake army.
Yeah.
So he only had a few minions to follow him. Yeah. You know what I mean? But Zordak was still a part of that and all that. So, you know what I mean? Because you had, what was it, Master Universes versus the Snake Men?
Yep.
That was like early 2000 when we got that.
Yeah.
But that was still dope though, man. Because you had, what was it, King, Cobra Khan? But I thought, now, if y'all agree with me or not, I don't know. But I always thought when they came out with King Hiss and them, they were like, I don't know, like when G.I. Joe came out with Cobra La, that was their version of Cobra La.
Yeah.
Because it kind of fitted it too well, like the way they did the whole thing. You know what I mean? It was the snake, it was King Hiss and three dudes that was like snake dudes. Like it was, I don't know. Yeah. King Randor, cool. Ratlord. I was like, yo, they kind of eerily reminded me of Cobra La.
Yeah.
Segue. We're gonna talk about Cobra La today too. Not yet though. But yeah, I think the toys. Let me see if I can show y'all this image. But I think the what do you call it, potential for the action figures, that the lines that are going to come from this show. I mean, definitely that's definitely a lot of the focus. With the designs. But yeah, if you thought the series couldn't possibly keep up the ante on Revelation in terms of personal drama, galactic stakes, and superpowered upgrades, I think this series is definitely hits it on the head. Let me try and get y'all this action figure though. This shit is dope.
Oh, you going to Entertainment Earth?
Nah, you know what? It's
because they have
Entertainment Earth. They got them.
Yeah. They have them in pre-orders. They look.
Well, here's just Skeletor is pretty dope. What do you call it?
Tech version of them with the arm. Yeah, that looks crazy.
Yeah, that'll be dope.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, that is dope.
Yeah, man.
Legs look metallic.
Just when I thought I was gonna sell all my my figures.
See, I wouldn't buy this though. That's just me because I can't afford to buy every fucking toy that's kind of cool. So like for me, I'm gonna only buy the ones that look like the toys from when I was a kid.
Yeah, I dig it.
That's just but yeah, exactly, bro. Listen, it's you can't afford to keep up. You gotta pick a lane and stick with it. You gotta pick a line and stick with it. You go nuts. This is Marvel Legends.
Yeah, the Chris Star.
Yeah, but the only reason I had to grab this one is because I remember as a little kid, I think it was my older cousins had these Chris Star toys.
Yeah, the 3 3/4.
They were like that big. Yeah, they didn't really. They didn't have no articulation really. I want to think they didn't even move at all, if I remember correctly. But there was a green one, like an emerald green color one that was Chris Star. I think there was like a Lava Man, Magma Man, or something like that. I can't really remember because again, it was my older cousin's joints. But He looked just like that, just like that.
You don't have a comic book?
Nah, no. I never read the comics or nothing.
Yeah, they got some dope art on the cover. Art is crazy. The story is wild.
Yeah, no. For me, it's just about like that nostalgia, the iconic nostalgia of certain things, like the toys that I collect. Like, it's just got to be symbolic. Like when I see it on the shelf, I gotta instantly recognize it, know what it is. Like it's like, oh shit, that's I remember that. Like that's what I'm going for. I know a lot of people are going for other things. They collect for different reasons. That's the great thing about it. You can collect for whatever reason you want. Collect anything you want. There's no right or wrong way or whatever.
Yeah, you got
So
a point there. Yeah, you got a point there.
Yeah, there was a cartoon about that as well. I don't know if exactly him, but there was a cartoon based on something Crystal Warriors or something like that, something crazy. Well, let me look it up, man. Since we here.
yeah, his name is Crystar, the Crystal Warrior, and he's like the Prince of Crystallia or some shit. And I don't know. There was
Oh yeah, they were 5 points, a little bit more than 5 points of articulation. Yeah, Crystal Warrior, Crystal Warrior. Let me see if they got the cartoon.
oh shit. See, I'll get into this and we'll go nuts. So I'm not gonna get into this. But it looks like
It's not.
there he is. There he is. There's Magma Man. I told you. That's whatever. Moltar. What's his name? Moltar. Wow, that's crazy. That is not how I remember.
The whole line. Look at that.
Look,
Yeah,
this
Saga colored books.
we had this one. Yep, he had this one for sure. See now, if they made this guy, that would be dope. And he's right along, the lines. He's like a bald head dude with a patch. Hell nah. I remember that dude. And yeah, they have shoulders and hips. That's it, and maybe their neck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Those guys are crazy.
Yeah, see, this guy's got knees.
Mhm.
There was more of these, man. Where are the rest? Oh shit, Warlords, dude. I remember these too. These came out. Yeah, they would
All right, remember those? Yeah.
say on the box. It would say on the box that you could play with these with your He-Man toys,
Yep.
and that's how they marketed them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the ninja ones from Remco? Also, they had ninja ones, all that. Remco was crazy with their stuff. They was like, all right, we gotta make some money with the same type of figures.
Wow.
Yes, they did. Because they
Mhm.
were almost like exactly like He-Man figures.
Yeah. And in some cases now they're more expensive than the actual retro. I mean, not the retro, but the vintage He-Man.
Right.
They're,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
more expensive. Like it's crazy.
This is a great deal, though. I'm looking at this is what is like a whole bunch of like the OG man figures.
Oh yeah.
Man, look at that.
$25.
Skunk or
But they're bidding. It's not like
Oh,
yeah.
I
It's
was,
a bid.
I was about to say like that is a crazy deal. Okay,
It's in one day. So Sunday at
it's
9:20.
gonna be it's gonna be like 800.
yeah, it's gonna be a wrap.
Right.
Like
Right.
6, 7, 800. Maybe 600.
400. I might creep
The
in there.
figures look like they're in good shape. They look, especially like Panther.
See,
They
so
look like they're in really good shape.
yeah, and you can see a lot of the
Yeah.
characters in the show. Yeah,
Yeah.
And the crazy part is you got Orko. Like Orko didn't even come out in the first run of figures of He-Man. And neither did Tela. Tela didn't come out till later on.
Well, no, Tela was there. Tela was there because I
Not in the
remember.
not in the first run. And not in the
Yeah,
first run, because remember Tela was when Tela came out, I think she came out like she was in the beginning, but she wasn't in the first like run of figures that came out. Like she wasn't like the first ones.
Oh
Like
no,
she
'cause
came out.
I remember when I was little, my mother bought 2 sets because me and my brother couldn't share at the time.
Right.
So we
Right.
had 2 Gray Skulls and 2 Battle Cats and He-Mans, and we had Tela in that whole batch. And this was around 82, 83. We had the whole batch, bro. Maybe it was the what you call it? Evil
Yo,
Lynn, maybe?
guy.
It was Evil Lynn. Is what you talking about, maybe.
No, she was with the first wave of figures, but she was part of the second half. She didn't come out
Okay.
initially with the first, because you had wave in the first wave of figures, they did it like GI Joe. They split it into 2 waves. So you had the first wave and the second wave, but it's considered the first wave. So they had one half. She wasn't in the first half of for the first wave of figures. I wish she was. She came out a little later, but she was still dope when she came out.
Yeah, because we got them all at once. It was just crazy. And then once GI Joe came out, we knew we couldn't get 2 of everything, so we had to compromise.
That beast man is crazy.
Yeah, that Beast Man is crazy.
That beast man is dope.
Oh man, I got my magic box over there with all of them joints.
For some reason, man, Beast Man, I don't know why he's like one of the most nostalgic to me. And Mondo, there's a company called Mondo that has
Trap Jaw. That's the one I like. I like him. I thought he was dope.
Yeah, Trap Jaw right there, and then also Triclops. I liked him.
Triclops is top
tier. Blue He-Man.
Blue He-Man.
Yeah, that's
Skunk
fake
or whatever his name.
Yeah,
fake He-Man.
Yeah.
Yo, Buzz Off. I still got my Triclops, Buzz Off, the
Hammerhead dude.
That's Ram Man. That's Ram Man. Oh, that's the robot. I forgot the robot's name. What was his name?
Roboto.
Roboto.
Yeah.
Where's Man? Is Manny Faces in there?
Merman.
Faces, he's up there.
Merman.
I like Merman. He was mad nostalgic.
Skeetor.
Skeetor. They were Hordax boys right there.
What's his name?
Oh, that furry dude. That's the dude that jumped off the throne behind him. Like I never fight.
Grizzlord.
Yeah, Grizzlord. Yeah. See them
that's
characters.
That's like his Beast Man. Like what you call his Beast Man.
Right. Yeah, and then these are his.
Up there you got battle damage Skeletor and regular Skeletor.
See these 2 guys? They're in the movie.
Yeah.
They're guys that
3 of them. Leechor. Yeah, Leechor. I forget his name in the middle with the guy with the big eyes.
Yeah. He came out busting in the show.
And the other was Grizzlord.
Yeah, he was crazy with it.
He came out dumping in the show. Yeah.
Falcor, that was my boy. I thought he was the coolest dude on the show back in the day.
Bird,
which is crazy.
Yeah.
These guys,
Falcor, Manny Faces.
Fucking.
Mecha
weird that.
Mecha Neck. Oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah,
he was dope too. It was dope too.
This fool over here, he's in the show with the guns all over him. I didn't
forget his name. I was trying to. I couldn't figure it out to save my life.
I didn't have him. I didn't know shit about him.
Whiplash was in
it. Man at Arms did not have a mustache. The toy, but
not the original one.
No, not the original one. No,
the cartoon.
The cartoon. That's when he had the mustache.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, the Magnum PI jump.
Yeah.
Now you gotta remember. You gotta remember when they came out with the He-Man line. They didn't have a cartoon. They lied to the toy company and told them they had a cartoon.
Yeah.
Hey, I think you had to send away for this guy or something.
Yeah, I think so, or something like that.
Yeah, I forget his name too, man. That's in the She-Ra collection.
Yeah.
He's from Hordak.
For some reason, I think there's a purple one too, or some shit. I don't know.
You talking about Too Bad? They supposed to have Too Bad, but they don't have the. Because remember in the beginning when they brought Too Bad to the motherboard to Skeletor.
Oh yeah.
That was crazy. I should headbutt you. Like, yo, these dudes are wilding over here. Yo.
Yeah, you get
excellent. So I can't wait for it all to come on DVD. Hopefully it gets to DVD before anything.
Oh, I'm sure it will. Yeah.
Add that to the collection.
Yeah, it's definitely going in the collection.
Since right now Walmart is getting all the Netflix stuff now. You see a lot of.
Well, you know what's crazy? Walmart bought the major distributor for all physical media in the United States. And that's why
Smart move.
Best Buy is getting rid of it, because they, instead of fighting it or trying to make a deal with Walmart, they just was like, well, we ain't want to even sell media no more. Skip it. Y'all do what y'all want.
Smart move.
But
Smart move.
that's gonna put Best Buy out of business, because now a lot of people ain't gonna shop at Best Buy because they're gonna go to Walmart instead. So
Well, I don't think a lot of people really went there for their media because I mean some people would, but I think they were too expensive in the first place. It was over like a $20 threshold for a nice like if I were to get the whole Dukes of Hazzard series and I got it for $60 at Walmart, they won like $80, $90 at Best Buy. It was like I'm going to Walmart for it. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like I don't think anybody really cared if they lost their media at Best Buy because they was
not
like
really, but it's a good chunk of their retail. Believe
I
it or not.
always thought
Yeah.
their phones and the computers was the drawing point for them because I mean and that audio visual. You know what I'm saying?
But look how long that lasted. What was the other one? What was the one that went out of business before that?
Circuit City.
Before Circuit City. Look how long that lasted. Circuit City. When they stopped selling physical media, it didn't last long.
Yeah, true.
Y'all fuck with Thunder the Barbarian?
All day long. I got the cartoon on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
The cartoon on straight Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
you just had that joint out, and yeah, that would be dope to get some figures like that. Yeah, Samurai Jack would be dope too. Hanna-Barbera, that's crazy. But yeah, if you but keeping it in the realm of 80s toys and 80s pop culture. If you have not gotten your Cobra Commander #1 yet, you fucked.
Damn, bro.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna follow that up with some facts.
Damn, bro. It's crazy around these parts. Huh? It's crazy around these parts, huh? Raw talk.
He's wild. He said, "You fuck."
Listen to what I'm telling you.
Yo.
This book has flown off the shelves. You cannot get one. You can't call your LCS right now and have them fucking order you one. They're literally out. The distributor's done. They have to
certain covers though. I think maybe
no. You cannot get Cobra Commander #1 any cover right now. And I just called my LCS because I
want covers. Holler at me, man.
Yes. Because I called my LCS like a few minutes before I started the show tonight because I wanted to make sure that they had my pull list for Cobra Commander 2, 3, Duke 2, 3, moving on, and G.I. Joe and all that. And I wanted to make sure they have my Ultimate Spider-Man up there too, because that shit is crazy right now.
Crazy.
But they were like, oh no, we can't get it. Don't even ask. And I'm like, what? And they're like, no, Cobra Commander 1, we can't get him. I'm sorry, we can't get him. I'm like, listen, I'm not asking you about that. I'm talking about my #2 and 3 and moving on. Like, they're like, okay, because I guess they've been getting inundated with calls for this Cobra Commander #1. But Image Comics has announced that Cobra Commander 1 has sold out at the distributor level and will be rushed to a second printing. So no, you're not completely fucked. You just have to wait for that second printing. But they're doing it. Like, that's how great it was. I mean, when a book does really well, they do a second printing. It's just par for the course. But yeah, the new printing of Cobra Commander 1 will be in the stores February 21st. So if you didn't get one, wait till February 21st and grab one. And I do implore you to grab one because it is really, really good. It kicks off.
They got a stack.
Yeah.
So
if you can get one, because if they I need one of these. I need this cover too. But yeah, I mean the main cover was a dope book. Hold on, I got covers for your ass here. Check this out.
Still got it. You got it. Yeah.
That's the one I need. That's the one I need right there. Did you Raw Talk, you got one of those?
Yeah, I got one of those. It was the last one on the shelf. That because that's a variant. I forget who's the artist for that, but they got they have another version, another variant with red snow. It's crazy. It's a convention.
So
Yeah,
we got.
see, all variants, man. It's crazy.
I need that globulus. I want this one too, with your boy.
That one. Those are all variants. Yeah, that might be all on the West Coast or down south for those, because I haven't seen them, and you might have to get them online for an exorbitant fee.
Yeah, but yeah, it's really good though. But book two, I do want to talk about because
Yeah, well,
it's
this is your copy here, Rena, that you. So we all
oh
have a copy of it
He
now.
came in. I got
Yeah,
one too.
oh that's my copy.
yeah, yeah. This is
I
your
was
copy,
like,
sir.
okay.
I was trying to,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying?
I thought no, I knew
Mhm.
one of y'all was getting it for me. I just didn't know. I forgot it was Stu. Okay, Stu said he had one. I thought it was you. I talked to.
Yeah, I got
I
mine.
had, I
I
had
sent mine off to get tagged and slabbed, and
oh
so
shit, for
I
real?
went back off the grip.
Wow.
Man, yeah, I
For
bought two
real?
copies. I bought two
Yo,
copies.
Hey, Stu
I
be
got a
slapping.
copy to read and a copy to
oh, what?
slab. And
Stu
so
really be slapping. Stu
so
really
I
be
went
slapping.
down.
Yo, you
And
just
this
like my
is
brother, man. I'm telling
and
you.
this is Reno's copy right here. I went
He-
back. Now I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, Reno. This was the very, very last one when I went in there. And I
Oh,
wasn't even going now. And I was contemplating. I was on my way home from work, and I was like, I'll just go tomorrow. I said, let me just go because they might be running out. I went in there, and thanks to Wade Comics, shout out to Wade's Comics, by the way.
hey,
This was the very last one on the shelf, and they
hey,
already bagged and boarded it for you. So this is, and
yeah,
the cover went up in price. They told me. He said, look, cover went up in price, so he bagged it and boarded it because he said once they go up. And I'm glad I got it at the price I got it at because
yeah,
it
they
might have
going.
went up from now till then. But this cover went up. The normal cover, still same price, but
Reno, I'm gonna
the
send
variants
you
are selling up.
in replacement since Stu, he hitting you in the head with that one. I'm gonna hit you with a Crystal joint. Number one, nothing
ooh,
to match your figure.
hell yeah, bro. That'd be
Crystal,
haven't seen it. That'd be dope.
yeah, to match it up because I know you
Shout
like to
out,
match your comics up with the figs.
Hell yeah.
shout out to my man Battle.
Oh,
Shout out to my man Battle, guy I work with. Name is Battle. He bestowed this upon me this morning, mate. I
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
oh,
I was
Robin
like,
number four.
cool, matey. Where did you get a Robin #1 from the 90s? So
What up? What
shout
up?
out to
What
my man
up?
Battle for this Robin #1. I'm gonna get this slabbed as well because I
Yeah,
don't think
Devil.
I
What
have
up,
this one.
man?
Yeah, and this is Tim Drake.
yeah, Tim Drake. Yeah,
That
Robin.
right there. Now, this man in the chat right now, cringing my best friend. That's
Daredevil.
that's my boy. Motu, he knows it inside out. He's the master of Motu. His collection is
Word.
crazy. Like,
Word.
We
you know
gotta
what I'm
get him
saying?
on
So
here.
any
Where's he
questions
at? Can you?
they have,
Well, listen. Can we? Well,
man.
listen. Can we get him on here Monday and let's just dive deep in the Masters of the Universe?
Yo, it's up to him. He's right in the chat, yo. There, they want to
What's his
know,
name?
bro.
What's his name? Quinn. What's his name? Quinja, my best friend.
My best friend, but it's
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Oh,
Yeah,
Daredevil.
on
Listen,
Instagram.
man, why don't you come on the show Monday? Let's dive into it. Let's check out your collection.
Like,
Let's dive into Masters of the Universe.
Yo, he's no
Let's see
joke.
what you made of.
I'm telling you.
You too are Masters of the Universe, so let us see.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Probably next Saturday for that, but yeah.
yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, man. That's my boy. He's official tissue, man. Anything you need to know in the old Masters of the Universe lore, everything. He's solid. Period. Like I don't know everything about Masters at all. Like what I'm saying? I'm a novice in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yo, he's no joke.
I mean, for me, like I know everybody has their favorites and shit. Like I know Stu fucked with Transformers a lot, and you know, this new Energon universe is bringing them all together, Transformers and GI Joe and all of that. But the GI Joe movie was shit. Like I was definitely heavy with GI Joe. I love Transformers and all that, but with GI Joe, I could definitely sort of, you know, as a kid see myself as a Joe, as a a Flint or Tunnel Rat or whatever, rather than I couldn't see myself as a giant robot, but not only was GI Joe more relatable, but it definitely had a lot of nuance that extended beyond just good and evil. It definitely, within the ranks of Cobra, you had the Game of Thrones esque political struggle between Cobra and Destro and Dr. Mindbender and Serpentor and that whole thing. And I don't know. It's just for me, it was definitely I was GI Joe all the way. Like I had every single toy they came out with. I had it, like everything. That's all I had though. Like that's all I fucked with. Like I didn't have no Transformers toys or He-Man toys or none of that. I had I had everything GI Joe fucking made between
I
1980
had,
and
see, I
1989.
was like you, Reno, but I had everything. I was Joe first. I was GI Joe and Transformers like neck and neck for me. I have no idea why. I
Yeah.
don't even try to figure it out anymore. I just love them, and I
Perfect.
think I bought a lot of Transformers as a kid, but I had more GI Joe than Transformers. Transformers are more expensive, so I could only get what I could get. When I had the opportunity to get it, like my birthday, Christmas, or trade with one of my friends. But I always loved Transformers. The comics were dope as hell to me. But GI Joe, I was like, I had a lot of GI Joe. I had a lot of Joes, a lot of figures, a lot of vehicles. He-Man, I liked it, but I didn't collect a lot of it. GoBots, I had like a little bag full of GoBots. not,
Mhm.
not none of the real big ones, but I had a lot of the small ones because they were expensive, man. My mom couldn't afford to buy me them like that, so I got what I could get. But I was into Dungeons and Dragons for a little bit when they came out with the toy line for that. Um, but GI Joe was always my passion, bro, and Transformers. Even now I collect a lot of Transformers when I see them. You know,
For me, it was always He-Man. Well, we always call it He-Man, even though it was Masters of the Universe.
in the
Before,
universe, yeah, we always call it He-Man. Yeah,
but it was always Motu and GI Joe. It was just after a while we got more into GI Joe because it was just like, who's gonna give up? Swords. You got swords or guns. You're gonna go with the guns. You know what I mean? As a youngster,
Right.
so it was
right.
just we loved He-Man. We still love He-Man. You know what I mean? I still have He-Man. So it's like,
I was a big fan of like Conan and Barbarian movies because
yeah.
Barbarian movies and stuff were big in the
Oh,
80s.
I
Remember?
still I
Yeah, they were
still
big for
love
me too, Barbarian
I love
movies. Yeah.
Viking movies.
Yeah.
Anything Viking, I'm in on it. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. You know what I mean? But that and GI Joe, come on.
Yeah.
And after you see
Yeah,
Snake
cause
Eyes
yeah,
and
no,
Shadow,
cause
it's
I
like,
always like the giant robots too. I think that was my thing.
mm,
But GI Joe, I'm like Reno. I was intrigued by it. That's what made me join the military.
mm,
GI Joe. And like I said, Shipwreck was one of my favorite characters in GI Joe. When they came out with Shipwreck, bro, when we would play GI Joe, I'd be like, hold up, we're Shipwreck. I'm Shipwreck, and
Well,
we would
that's the thing.
just
GI Joe has such this. You want to talk about diversity? It's cooked in. It's built in.
it's cooked all the way in. Yeah,
So
yeah.
diverse. Every character is from like a different branch of the military, has a different specialty, different uniform, different look, different everything about them is different accent, different, come from a different background. Everyone, so there was somebody for everybody, basically.
oh yeah, oh
Everybody had a favorite GI Joe. Everybody loved Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. That was a given. But then everybody had their favorite GI Joe, like you know what I mean, and so everybody had someone that they could relate to in that, and but when I first heard that Kirkman was doing this sort of shared universe, this Energon universe,
yeah.
between with Cobra or with GI Joe and Transformers, um, it's interesting to me. I do. It's just that I really feel like we've never gotten a really good GI Joe movie yet, and so when I saw at the end of Transformers that they were, you know, putting the two franchises together, I was I was kind of disappointed because I really want them to get GI Joe right first. I want to have a solid GI Joe movie that really makes me feel like the original GI Joe. The characters are right, they look right, all that stuff. Once we get that good, then let's do some shared universes and all of that. But it is what it is. This is what it is. And so when this came out, I was like, but Duke,
Yep.
Cobra Commander, phenomenal, and they have me on board with this Energon universe.
What up, Casual? He's another friend. He has his toy channel too as well. Casual Toy Collector. He's dope too. These my people who's coming in. Yeah.
Word.
Peace,
Peace,
peace. Tissue collectors, man, and good people. Good people.
Welcome.
Yeah. Man.
But yeah, like Duke number 1 so far has been dope. Cobra Commander number 1 was dope. What we're hearing about Cobra Commander 2 and Duke 2, I'm super excited about it. But I did have mixed feelings about hearing that Williamson would be taking the helm on these miniseries. 2 very important characters, Duke, Cobra Commander. I was familiar enough with Williamson's work at DC as he's become seemingly DC's most relied upon writer of runs of like The Flash, currently on Superman, the massive crossover events like Dark Crisis. So they trust him, and I can't say I necessarily know much of his work personally or read it, but I do think it's fair to say that the books that that I have read of his or that I know of his are decent enough. His current Superman run is one of the few DC books or Superman books that I've heard are really good. But if we had to snag a mainstream writer to handle these GI Joe books, there's a lot of names that I think would have been better, or also that could have been worse. So. I was intrigued to see how Williamson's writing would come across outside of, the DC box. And, all the while, a bit, on the fence about whether, these books are going to meet the standard, because again, you got to compare it to Larry Hama and the Transformers stuff that's always been great. But, after, having now read both Duke and Cobra Commander, I can now confidently say that he has definitely hit the mark. Williamson has definitely hit that, met that bar for this particular these particular series. I think Duke number 1. You've got artist Tom Riley, so it's a really cool art style as well. And I'm huge on the art, like comics. I think art is as the story. It's a visual medium. It's not a book. It's a comic. So I think it's. Say what?
Oh, I'm looking at the chat. The chat is wilding out right now.
What?
Because I mean, they talking wild like Masterverse, King Keldor. You got, he said he's down for the Monday, but Monday is DC Power Hour.
No. Today's DC Power Hour.
DC Power Hour is today.
But we're taking a break right now. We doing Master Universe.
Image, Image, Skybound right now talking about Duke and GI Joe. Like, yeah, this is DC Power Hour. Typically, we just talk DC, but Williamson is typically a DC writer, and that's kind of like why I kind of brought it together. But and Masters of the Universe is kind of how we started the show, and so that's why we're kind of talking about this now. But doing Masters of the Universe, talking about toys, doing that on Monday, we could do that on Monday. Like I was saying, do it next Saturday to give you time. But if you're down to do it Monday, bro, we can do it Monday. That's fine with me.
Yeah, my boy is always.
We know he might be that dude. Yeah, man,
he
still got a whole 24 hours.
Now he'll jump on and give
exactly. That's what I'm saying. He might listen. He might. Yeah, exactly. So if he cool with Monday, let's do it. I'm excited to meet him.
Saturday, he'll drop it right now.
We could do Mo 2 Monday. We can do Mo 2 Monday tomorrow. I mean Monday night. We can do Mo 2 Monday.
And check it out. Since we was talking about the Mo 2 figures, and then like Remco with the toys jumping in on the Motu, you know what I'm saying? Look what Funko did. Funko even jumped in on the Masters of the Universe, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Mortal
With the
Kombat.
Savage stuff. You know
Oh,
what
the
I'm
Mortal
saying?
Kombat joints. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had picked these up, you know.
They're multi versions of Mortal Kombat characters.
Yeah, they did it, and they did it for the horror guys. I got Jason.
I was gonna say I saw another. Yeah, I saw some other toys do that same thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's like it's in the DNA of everything, basically. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to go to certain things. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. They are. Yeah, I seen those.
But going, I mean, I know we going off track because Motu, like everybody loves it, and since you know, but I know with the GI Joe comics, man.
Yeah.
With the
Yeah.
Cobra Commander,
Bro, okay, listen. Just to jump right into well, the one I'm most excited about, obviously, as a fan of the Dreadnoks, as a fan of Cobra.
I seen. Yeah, I seen. Did you see the
seen that
twist?
cover though?
Did you see
That
the
Cobra
twist in the
Commander cover?
cover? The cover. Did you see the twist? And I had to slab that too.
Yo, my man had the damn thing on my man's helmet, on his mask.
Bro,
Yes.
wait till you see the
What's
fucking.
up with the come on.
Yeah, it was like Texas Chainsaw Massacre out there.
Oh, for real. That right there, crazy.
I got this. I got this one. I got this one on the pull list. I got this one on the pull list. Cobra Commander coming up out the swamp. What else I got? I passed on this one, but it's dope. It's cool. I passed on it though. This
The
one I have.
helicopter. What is it? Go back up, Reno. Go back up.
That's
What is the name of that helicopter? I forgot about that. That's
like the mosquito or some shit.
Yeah,
Or
I
is
got
it dragonfly or something? Like dragonfly.
you got one at Raw Talk. You got one of those?
what these? This?
The
Swamp.
little helicopter that what's your name is in?
Oh,
I remember those. I remember those
I'm
joints.
looking for that complete. I don't
Yeah.
have it.
Didn't it like wasn't it like a swamp skier and then it changed into a helicopter or something like that?
No,
Or was it just a small helicopter?
It's on,
boat. Yeah, it's like a boat with a
It's like
helicopter.
a boat and helicopter. Right, and it could
Yeah.
fly. It was like a boat that could fly, yeah.
it's kind of like the skiff, but bigger and you know it can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fly. Yeah. And it's Zarana toward. I don't generally go for covers that have a lot going. I don't want my cover to look like a page, if that makes sense. I like my covers to be like this, like a big image, and then this is too much going on. I don't like busy covers. That's just me. I like this type of shit more.
That's a dope cover.
That's
That's
why
a dope cover right there.
I had to get this. That's
Yeah.
dope.
That's the one I want. That's the one I want right there.
The one.
Ripper.
Yep.
Tell that's Ripper.
Yep.
Yeah, you know that's Ripper, yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's dope. Yeah.
it's there's some. Oh man, look at this. Oh, what happened? Fuck. No, we not done. You gotta see the page. Look at the splash page. Hold on. Scoop. Look at that shit. Them boys
Oh,
doing
dope.
work.
Yeah, they
That's a
look
cover?
crazy.
Oh, that's a play. All right, that's a play. I was going to say, is that a cover? That's
They
dope.
need to make that a cover, like straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, they torture him. They torture him.
Yeah. What he say? He said, "You stupid rednecks don't scare us." And he
These
said,
rednecks don't scare us.
"Oh, now that's a shame. We had hoped it wouldn't come to this." What?
Yeah. Yeah, that's dope.
Oh God! He never told us his name. Yeah, you can't. That's dope. And you know what else I noticed? Like they look a lot like the classified figures.
Yeah.
He does. Look at their shades. Those are like the classified versions of the glasses. Because what's his name normally has aviators, but he's got these round joints. And then Ripper's got a shirt that's not cut off like he normally would have, but he doesn't in the classified. So it looks like classified. I like it.
It's all.
Oh, Thunder Machine.
Yeah, them boys getting them
Yo.
fun, bro. But yeah, this Cobra Commander. That's Cobra Commander number 2, and there's an official synopsis for the comic. It reads as follows: After the shocking reveal of Megatron in the last issue, Cobra Commander searches for a power greater than any the Earth has ever seen. But when this mission brings him face to face with the fan favorite G.I. Joe faction, will they be friend or foe or something else entirely? And we know they're talking about the Dreadnoks. But yeah, it's, Cobra Commander launched earlier this month as the second of the 4 limited series that served to introduce Joe characters in the Skybound's Images Energon universe. The first was Duke, launched back in December. And then in addition to these 2 titles, the extended universe is currently made up of Transformers and the Skybound original series Void Rivals.
Yeah.
So those are the 4. Yeah, it's Duke, Cobra Commander, Transformers, and Void Rivals.
With the G.I. Joe, yeah. Well, no. Shared universe, yeah.
Energon universe, yeah. And it's Robert Kirkman from, Walking Dead, Invincible. He's sort of got this Energon universe put together. He's not writing the comics, but he's putting it together. But Cobra Commander 2 goes on sale February 21st. So yeah, make sure that's on your pull list. Now we can go crazy because Serpentor, it goes bananas. I mean, if y'all ain't reading the G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero right now, 303 was crazy. Oh man, like
Stalker meeting up with Duke,
bro.
From the Duke comic, then you jump into the G.I. Joe one. You're looking like, yo, this is crazy.
G.I. Joe needed a facelift, man. You try to read the older comics, they're still good, but it's a chore to read them because they throw a lot at you at one time. These right here are like a good modern way of telling a story, and it's refreshing. That's a good refresh for G.I. Joe. Yeah.
And if you think about it, it progressed. Okay, Hama, he was confined to the comic school in the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, confined to it, and then, but as he moved on into Image and DDD 3 or what have you, and IDW, the storytelling got more realistic. Because remember, he's a war vet. He's seen war.
Right.
In the craziest war, one of the craziest war in American history, Vietnam War. So his outlook on it is going to be very extreme.
Right.
Although he's a humble man. I mean, I spoke with the guy. I was happy to speak with him and converse with him on G.I. Joe.
Yeah, he's dope.
Yeah, he's a dope dude. He's humble and everything, but he's been through it. Through it. And just to see that, how he writes and his characters, it's like, yo, yeah, this time the stories are very much crazy. Yeah, I'm trying to look for this right now. I need this one.
This I like this anime. This manga looking one is great.
Yeah, man, I'm
super
my
dope.
brain.
And number 1 and number 2.
I'm gonna be spending $400, man.
Yeah, Stalker right there. Yo, Cringer, yeah, man. See, that's what I was saying, bro. If you wanna do it Saturday, we could plan it and give you time to recuperate, whatever. Be ready if you want to do it Saturday, man. And stuff. But hit me on the gram. That's what it is. Hit me on the gram.
Element.
Yeah, I'll put it in that chat. Shit. That Stalker right there is crazy.
I gotta have it.
Got to have
it. Me too.
Oh, I called the LCS already. I already told him. I said, I need the ACO cover. I need it. You know what I'm saying? I already told, because I got the pull list set up. I'm like, I need this cover, that cover. Gotta have it, man. Because that motherfucker there.
Yep. It's crazy, man. But see, it's wild because they got so many covers. These artists, it's the same story on the inside, but it's the covers like that draws you in. And
why you look like Tupac though? A little bit low key.
Yeah, right.
That'd be crazy though. Tupac plays Stalker.
But like we can submit. We just got to put money together. We could submit some art for our own cover. Because that's what people do. Yeah, we can send in
if you scrape together a couple grand, you can get a exclusive cover.
Yeah, made for your
yeah.
Do it for your channel. Like,
Yeah.
yo, the exclusive channel G.I. Joe comic. You know what I mean?
We did a couple, like
$4,000.
yeah, about $4,000. We did a couple exclusives for our little Instagram group, Madmen of Comics, and they were little indie books. But yeah, it still costs a good like $2,000, and that was for some indie shit. That I hate Fairyland.
Okay.
Fairyland, you know that one? Yeah, I did a couple covers. But yeah, this is dope. This is Rock and Roll and Stalker going nuts. That's crazy. I like that one.
That's sick.
Love that shit. This is great. Look at that.
Yo, it's just.
But yeah, this is Duke 2, and it will be available soon. But anime night too.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, it's dope. Damn, Stu, you gotta already roll out.
Yeah, it's like 20 y'all. I gotta enjoy this.
Oh, damn. All right, bro, be easy, man. Yeah. You get caught up in the convo.
You just rolled out real quick like that?
Yeah, he got to fight crime.
I know. I know.
Word.
But yeah, it is what it is. Duke is definitely Duke came out first before Cobra Commander, so I'm pretty sure Duke 2 is gonna be available. Okay, it's gonna be. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, never mind. I think it's gonna be January 31st. Yeah, Wednesday, January 31st. Duke 2 is coming out, so it'll be out this Wednesday.
Yeah.
The official synopsis for Duke 2 is as follows. Codename G.I. Joe continues. Conrad Hauser, a.k.a. Duke, is on the run from the very government he trusted, investigating secrets that may be more than meets the eye. Now he's about to meet the last person any Joe fan ever expected. Are they friend, foe, or in it for themselves? Duke launched last month. Number one, it was the first of the 4 Energon books. Who just popped in? Oh, Stu just popped back in. He must have. I think he. What happened, bro?
I was trying to come out of the text and the join just I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, I hit the wrong button, but it's all good. But I gotta roll out. Y'all. I'll catch y'all Monday. Reno,
Right,
I'll mail these joints out to you. Raw talk. We'll see the info you
you
need.
gotta click with me. I'm
gonna mail your joint out. I'm gonna mail your joints out Monday. Yeah, I'm gonna mail everything out for you Monday, man. I got you. Yeah, we gonna hook up.
Give me your info. Did you send it to me?
I'm gonna do it after this. Yeah, as soon as I get off of here, I'm gonna hit you up. I'll hit you all up. Hold up, my man. You gonna give me that look after this? Come on, stop. Stop it.
My man. My man.
I made a U-turn. I made a U-turn for you, my man. Stop it. Stop it. You know, Stu get a little busy sometimes. But when he busy, he busy. When Stu busy, he busy. Yeah, Stu get a little busy sometimes, but when he busy, he busy. You know what I mean?
I dig it.
But yeah, man. Nah, I've been forgetting to give to send the joint, but I'm gonna do it right now while I'm shutting down here and all that. And getting ready to get up out of here. But Marina.
You see you right there waiting.
Man, there.
The crazy part? This cover went up in price within a week? It's already what? And you go on eBay, it's like, and I got Wade hooked me up. Shout out to Wade's Comics. Yeah, shout out to Wade's Comics on top of that.
I didn't even saw that.
You go on eBay, it's like $20.
Because because you told me about the cover. You were like, he on the front with the trench coat and the hat, and he's in the comic coat and the hat. So I was like, oh, I gotta have that. I ain't even seen it. This is really my first time seeing it right now.
And remember, he did an episode in the cartoon where he was in the trench coat and the hat.
Yeah,
like a comic. Yeah, man. This is a dope cover, man. I slabbed this one immediately, and I bought the regular cover to read, and then I bought this one to slide.
And then I forget what con it is, but they have an exclusive one where the snow is all red, like it's blood snowing on them. It looks crazy.
If I could get that, I wish I could get that.
Hell yeah.
I can get that. Yeah. But anyway, I gotta go, fellas. I'll hit you up later. I'll talk
All
to y'all
right.
tomorrow. I'll
All right.
see
Be
y'all
safe,
Monday.
bro.
Peace.
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 Peace to everybody in the chat. Peace.
All right.
One.
One.
Yes, this is Predator, Mighty Rex. That is Predator in the reflection. Yeah, I love this. I love this cover, man. It's Predator versus Wolverine #1.
That Hulk cover.
Oh, that's it's a homage.
What, that McFarlane joint, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got the Alex Ross Magneto, part of a connecting cover. So there's like a bunch of these that connect together, make a big ass Alex Ross. Beautiful.
Like mural, yeah.
Hell yeah. What else I got up here? I'm just looking at shit I got up here, man, right now. Wolverine, fucking the new X-Men Red series. I really love right now. X-Men Red is dope. It's like a dark. It's dope. I mean, look at the characters on the front right there. Like,
okay.
They look like Egyptian gods. Hold on, let me blow it up. I love these characters.
Oh damn. Oh word.
You got Anubis, you got Cyrus, you got Tut. But yeah, that's just a cut because they deal with Apocalypse and all that.
I was about to say.
Apocalypse is over there with them, and
Is
what
that
else?
his herald, his 4 horsemen? It looked like there's 4 of them.
No. This is great. They come from they come from another like a reverse dimension of and Apocalypse was down there with them, and they're mutants, but they were fighting these demons or whatever, and keeping them at bay and shit. And that's all they did was just war all the time. And Apocalypse had this girl, this wife, and they were like ruling shit. And he basically left her in charge and left and came to our realm and
okay.
never went back. And during this whole Krakoa thing, he goes, because they had to, because Krakoa and Araco, so the other dimension. This is really hard to explain. There's a lot to it, a lot of moving parts. But the dimension with these guys that are in it is sort of the reverse realm of Krakoa, and so they had this sort of event. It was an event called Ten of Swords, or X of Swords, Ten of Swords, and they had this battle, this sort of tournament between the two. But now that Orcus, this company, this organization, Orcus has basically wiped out the mutants, sent the ones that are left up to Mars, and then there's a few that are scattered around Earth, sort of in hiding right now. There's a new Uncanny Spider-Man series where it's all about Nightcrawler running around with Spider-Man. Yeah, him and Spider-Man running around because he's, he wants to still be a superhero or whatever, but he can't be an X-Men or a mutant because right now mutants are, public enemy #1, just like they always were, just like they were in Days of Future Past, just like they are in every mutant story. Every timeline, every era, everything that the mutants, it always ends up the same way. They always find this utopia. They had one called Utopia at one point, and then they end up, the humans crash it. But this is dope too. That I just got into Snake Eyes, Agent of Cobra. So I knew. So Storm Shadow is like a good guy, and in this one, Snake Eyes is a hitman for Cobra. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's the new. That's an older one, right? Or is it a new?
This is old.
Yeah.
This is old. Yeah, but that X-Men '97. That's the new. That's gonna be the new version of the X-Men animated series, which is like the best fucking cartoon ever. To me, I love X-Men animated series. The animation was horrible, but the art style was great, and the stories were comic accurate as fuck. Shit was right out of comics. That's why I love that show. That's what's great about that show to me. And that's what I'm scared about the new show. 97, I'm worried because I'm worried that it's not that they're not gonna stick to the comics, or even worse, that they're gonna go with these new comics that are literally just being made so that they can justify the MCU and all the bullshit that they do right now. And so that's a bad look too. The comics, there's some good ones going on right now, and there's a lot of bullshit ones going on right now in Marvel.
True. I think I mean, if they have ever learned from a situation that can get them messed up, because right now they're in a hole. If they look at the Kevin Smith and what he did with Masters of the Universe,
Right.
even though I like it from beginning to end, because rewatched it and then I seen where I can see it now with a clearer head without a battle mind state like, oh, you trying to take my masculinity type.
Right.
Stuff.
Right.
I'm just watching it as watching it. If they learn from that, they should know not to do that. They should know, like, all right, yeah, we don't want to turn these guys totally around because we're bombing on everything else.
Right.
At least try to make your animations great. At least try. You know what I mean? Right now, DC animation is top tier. You know what I mean? Top tier. And and with this revolution, I think this is the second tier, like up there, because I think he proved that he can really do some storytelling with this universe, with this Motu universe, man. I really enjoyed it, man. It's from top to bottom. As soon as it came on, I was like on some happy joy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man.
Hell yeah, man. I love when they go back to the stuff that I love from the '80s and make good stuff, new stuff
Yeah.
out of it. And speaking of one that is phenomenal right now, and my favorite shit, Thundercats. The new Thundercats, the Hug, them covers were bananas.
Yeah.
It's on issue number 2 right now,
I have
and
not
man,
caught number one. I was trying to catch it. As soon as I try to put in for it, boom,
gone.
yeah, gone. Covers is like crazy dollars, man.
Crazy. Yeah, yeah,
Crazy. I'm like, oh man, look at that. That's crazy dope. The art is ridiculous, man. Ridiculous art, man.
yeah. I don't know if I can find any.
But I think these comic companies, I think they're resting on the laurels of those covers. Like you got phenomenal cover artists. You know what I'm saying? If only they can really put more into the stories
Yeah,
and the art within. Like sometimes, like I always said it before in the past, I don't like to have a great cover and then the art looks totally different from what the cover is. Give
yeah,
me something. You know what I'm saying? Let me get some details. Don't give me some. Let's say, even though it's a great cartoon, Samurai Jack. Don't make it look like Alex Ross cover, but I got Samurai Jack insides.
yeah,
You're gonna
yeah.
throw it off. Like you know.
I mean, but that's how variant covers go. I mean, look at this. I mean, look, you got Scotty
Yeah,
Young cover.
well, Scotty Young he's a different monster, yo. Scotty Young is a different monster. Now, understand it with that, but I'm saying the initial comic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The same way. Like it's crazy when you see a dope ass cover. You're like, oh, this is ill, and you open it up, and it's just some,
yeah,
just
because
some,
you want the insides to be dope too, so you could be like, yo. You know?
bro. Like I said, man, for me, the art in the comic is extremely important. For me, it's just as important as the story.
Yeah.
It's not more important because, like, we all know how Image started out, just only focusing on art, and the stories were ass, and it wasn't good. So if you just focus too much on the art and not the story, that's a problem too. But don't just think that, a lot of these indie, it's really a problem with indie comics. A lot of these indie writers and stuff, they don't care about the art. They're just like, oh, the story is everything, and they write this phenomenal. And the indie stories are so good, and the art often gets just sort of left to the wayside. And the reason is because a great writer is not necessarily a great artist. Rarely are you going to have the two.
Vice versa, yeah.
Uh, Yeah, and so like so when you have that, or when you're a great indie writer, you don't have a lot of money. You might be a great writer, but you ain't got no money to pay an artist hella money, and they're expensive. To have a good artist draw your comic, yeah, bro, you got to pay for that. So that's the problem. But hey, if you're getting in the game of comics, then find someone who can draw really well and make sure they're doing good, because otherwise write a book.
Yeah. And then a lot of times also it's since the advent of AI, a lot of writers now are cutting out that middleman, so to speak, that other creative, and just say, yo, I'm gonna just give the description and the prompt and put it on, do my pages like that. Even though, yeah, you can do that, but the art is not as detailed and sophisticated enough to really hold up. You know what I mean?
That's horrible. That's a horrible thing to do.
Yeah. I mean, you really got to be an excellent person with the prompts. You got to really be detailed in how you describe everything to that AI to get what you want out of it.
Oh yeah.
If you don't have it to the T, your shit gonna look crazy. Logos is gonna look blurry. I'm like, people going crazy over AI. All right.
I mean, listen, artists, I still feel like art should be created by somebody with their talent.
Exactly.
I think AI is a terrible threat to the artist industry, because I mean, for obvious reasons, it takes jobs away from artists or whatever. But when you're an indie writer and you can afford to pay an artist, then yeah, maybe AI is the way to go, because some of them doodles I be seeing, it's not it, bro. I can't read your book. I can't.
Yeah.
It's no matter how good it is, I can't read it. Me. I'm not saying you don't have hella fans, whatever, but I can't read it. If it's like it looks like a fourth grader drew it,
yeah,
nah, B. But but the Thundercats comic, getting back to that Thundercats lore, is definitely changing with it. The introduction of another survivor from Thundera, one of the most endearing cartoons and toy lines of the 80s, one of my favorites. The Thundercats, definitely making a big comeback. I think we're gonna start to see some animated, some new shit. We're gonna start to, definitely more comics. I mean, it's gonna be some Thundercats happening right now. And the
go ahead. I'm sorry.
The company Dynamite, I was gonna say, is taking the franchise back to its roots, sort of exploring the Thundercats' first days on Earth, on Third Earth, when they first arrive, and now in Thundercats 2, Lion-O and the squad are finding out that they're not alone. And but what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say it would be incredible if they do go the route of an animation with that and bring in the Silverhawks.
Yeah, that would
be
be
saying, because they both live in the same universes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
same voice,
voice actors and everything. But it would be cool just to see that, seeing animation too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm down with that.
Since G.I. Joe and Transformers, and you know what I'm saying, you could bring that aspect. Okay, Thundercats, and you know what I'm saying, and Silverhawks.
I think it would be cool if they threw Mask in there too. In that Energon universe, they could really throw Mask in there. I mean, because Mask.
Actually, they did Mask in the G.I. Joe comics. So
yeah, Mask and G.I. Joe are connected already. So
they're already connected. Yeah.
Perfect.
So, yeah. Why not? Let's do it. All right.
Yeah, I mean, let's bring the nostalgia. Let's bring it because the Dynamite has shared the solicitation for Thundercats 2 with the the issue written by Declan Shalvey and drawn by Drew Moss. Lion-O attempts to contact his mentor Jaga with the legendary Sword of Omens. However, rather than find Jaga, him and the rest of the team are shocked to discover another Thunderian survivor on Third Earth. Dynamite did not provide any additional information on the identity of this character, but we all know that Thundercats hail from the planet Thundera, where they were part of the nobility there, and the planet was dying, and its inhabitants escaped, only for most of them to be slaughtered by the evil mutants. And the Thundercats were spared, but their ship was damaged and crash landed on a mysterious planet known as Third Earth, where they encountered the evil sorcerer Mum-Ra, who became their mortal enemy. And this dark premise became the basis for every incarnation of the franchise. Basically, Thundercats were the last of their kind and fought for their existence on a daily basis. But the addition of the new Thunderian to the Thundercats roster would help them, in their battle against Mum-Ra. Obviously, the more the merrier. But shortly after their arrival on Third Earth, the evil mutants landed as well. They sort of followed and joined forces with Mum-Ra once they stumbled upon him. And the new recruits to the team, and whatever skills they bring to the table could tip the odds in the favor of the Thundercats. Assuming that this Thunderian is good or is going to be on their side, because the evil mutants are Thunderians too, in a way. I think so. That doesn't. But yeah, the rest of the squad might not like them. We don't know who it is. So, but it's a cool concept, man. And I just found some more of these sick ass covers.
Yeah, man. Variant covers. We gonna get more variants than anything.
Oh yeah.
2024 is the year of the variant covers.
Yeah. Oh well.
It's been going on, but it's
Yeah.
at steroid level now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think that's the speculation market now, man. Is the variant chase.
What the fuck is this? See,
What are you seeing?
Oh, you can't see that? Oh,
Nah,
my bad.
You ain't sharing
the joints.
Oh yeah, like the action figure type of
like a like a prototype, like a concept for the action figure. Yeah, for the action figure. Because that's it. Gotta have Mum-Ra.
Yeah. You have a living.
Yeah.
Yo, he had the wildest shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's fly.
Oh, blacklight type joint.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's sick right there. The sketch with Mum-Ra. That
Yes.
Mum-Ra sketch, that looks sick. Now the color one was cool, but that looks sick.
You like sketch covers?
Yeah, I like sketch covers. They're pretty dope.
Oh yeah.
You see every like line and intent.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I as an artist, like when you draw, I always ended up hating them after I colored them. I always like my drawings better. I just like the way they look better.
Yeah. When I ink them black and white ink.
Inking is cool. Like inking them that's as far as I go.
Yeah.
Like coloring them always fucks it up to me.
Yeah.
I like to see it inked at the most.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, in the original Thundercats continuity, the 3 additional survivors of Thundera, we had Lynx, O, Bengali, and Pumera or whatever. Pumera. But yeah, so it stands to reason that the survivor of the team will be meeting in Thundercats #2 would be one of those characters. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a new made up character that they're introducing. It could be one of those. I was thinking so.
What about the dude with the tooth? I forgot the one tooth. What's his name? Not Razor Tooth. Well, remember he had the metal helmet. He was a lion himself.
Nah. A cat?
Yeah, he was a cat himself. He's from that time. He was a warrior from Thundera. Um,
Oh, no, I don't know.
I'm gonna get him.
Yeah.
Thun.
Well, in the original timeline, those characters, the Linkso, Bengali, and Pumera, they first appeared later in the timeline, not this soon. That for them to come out now, so it wouldn't. But it could be one of those characters inserting them new early. That could be a move that could sort of provide a fresh take. But assuming that the new Thunderian survivor is not some trick by Mumra or some new villain, which I hope it is, that greatly alters
Sorry,
Thundera.
bro. Sorry. The character is called Groon.
Groon?
Yeah, Groon the Destroyer, I guess. Groon the Destroyer, I think. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, my man, he's up on it. Yeah, Groon. He had the saber, that one tooth.
Uh,
He had like a mace, I think, or something like that.
Man.
He was crazy.
Him, but that 2011 reboot was phenomenal. I really dug that.
Yeah.
It was like an anime sort of version of it. Yeah, I really liked that. That was the only reboot because they've done maybe two other, I think, cartoons reboots that were trash. And then they were gonna do this one on Cartoon Network. That was like a sausage mouth cartoon, one of the like a Steven Universe looking type characters, fucking
Yep.
real.
They did do it. I think they did do
Did
it.
they?
I think they did. And it was just like trash.
I heard they were gonna. I knew it was gonna come out, and I thought it never did. I was like, thank God. But if it did, it just died immediately.
Yeah. I think they did do it and it died.
And it was trash. It was fucking trash. I was like, you're gonna bring us Thundercats again, but you're gonna do it in a goofy ass way. Like, who wants to see that? That's the thing. It's like when you bring us these '80s nostalgic, franchises back. Realize that in the '80s, shit was serious. Like our cartoons were serious. I look at like my kids' cartoons and stuff, and the later generations, like cartoons became more goofy and Ed and Eddie and like the weird shit and now like Gumball and all that shit. Like we had G.I. Joe, we had shit that was serious dramas.
Yeah.
The characters were on some. They were like movies, but they were just animated. Like that's just how cartoons were. I mean, Voltron, shit like that. Like that was I don't know. Shit was just seemed more serious back then.
I think we're overdue for a Voltron movie. I mean,
Yeah.
overdue.
Yeah, why not?
We need a Voltron movie.
Yeah, that would hit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would want it to be live action though.
Oh no, I would love it to be with the tech they got.
They could. Yeah. Oh yeah, they could be like Transformers though. But I don't know if it would. I don't know. See, but I like. You know what I didn't like about the Transformers movies was that the characters and shit didn't look like the '80s. Like they looked weird and shit. Like that.
The last two movies were great. The last two, the Bumblebee movies.
Yes, because they realized that we want them to look like the fucking '80s cartoon.
Yeah. So those guys, I would have them create that Voltron and give us that nostalgia, that look. You know what I mean?
It would have to. Yeah, it would have to.
Yeah, not the metal grinding, transforming, looking like a ball of metal and some shit.
Yeah, no, Michael Bay shit was close.
When he introduced those Constructicons, I was like,
oh man,
I really wanted to slap the shit out of that dude. I was like, these are not the Constructicons.
Right.
Like, come on. But again, it's probably a thing where they didn't want to pay whoever. But I don't understand. I mean, once you get the Transformer name, you have to do right by the characters. I mean, if you're adopting any franchise, they should do right by the characters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's the whole deal, man. That's my thing, and that's why I do like the new GI Joe stuff, because especially from the toys, the classified GI Joes are killing it right now. Best toy line out there, best 6-inch, 7-inch toy line out there. Period. They're killing it. They're
Well,
killing
yeah,
Legend for the price. For the price. I mean, obviously you've got Mafex, which is like another level, but even Mafex, bro, I still fucking the GI Joe toys are amazing right now. Like
yeah,
the
they're
classic.
dope. And we're on that same subject. Even the Motu ones. I mean, they're dope. But but if we're going hardcore with accessories and stuff like that, and the short amount of time and all that, yeah, classifieds is dope. But I remember you were saying that as far as coming out, I'm one of those people that would have wanted them to stay on the path of the modernization of the GI Joe. I'm not too much. I mean,
Mm.
I'll deal with it, but the classic look, I already have that in O rings. So
Well,
it's
see,
like,
that's the thing though. You have that.
yeah, some people don't. I know, I understand. So it's like,
That's what I think. If I had like my GI Joe toys, my collection, I'd want to see something new too. Maybe I'd be like, cool, let's do something new. Yeah, I get that, but
yeah,
most people don't have their GI Joe toys. That's why they're expensive as fuck.
yeah,
Uh,
true.
but I had the aircraft carrier, bro. That shit's like $6 grand now, like 10 grand now.
10 grand. Yeah, I seen recently on another channel, Toy Federation. Dude had a damn Terradome for
Mhm.
$1,000. I was like, whoa, because I remember it being like $400, $500
Yeah, no,
in a year.
it's
Like,
crazy because of like the resurgence because of
yeah,
classified being so popular.
the
You see the
comic.
O-ring shit go up in price. Yeah, comics now. Yeah, O-ring shit.
Oh, shit, let me show you. I just
You're sitting on the real bank right there.
I
Yeah.
just got this in the mail today. I mean, I'm collecting even Sergeant Savage.
What?
Yeah, GI Joe Sergeant Savage. So I'm getting heavy into that. I got a whole bunch of them. I got all the characters up here now. I just got to get the vehicles now for Sergeant Savage. I got
What is that?
the Grizzly. This is like after the O rings and stuff like that, they went a little bit bigger, like a 4-inch character.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm always I got to get my lighting better. That's what I'm gonna do for this year. Get it better.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't think I ever saw those.
Yeah. So
No, I never saw. Look at the bullet holes in the package. That is slick.
yeah.
That's
So
really cool.
so these guys, I forget who made it.
And who is?
The guy who actually made it, he was on. I know you follow Bobby Valor?
I know of it. Yeah, I know of
Yeah,
Valor.
he has a show, and he had him on there, because he was one of the original makers of the GI Joe brand and the Sergeant Savage joint and the Screaming Eagles. But yeah, man, I and the art by Joe Kubert is sick on this. Like, come on, man, you got legendary
Who are the
artists.
characters? Are those known characters that I would know
Uh,
in the 80s or
you
whatever?
got Sergeant Savage, you got Urban Attack Dynamite, you got Arctic Stormtrooper, Jungle Camo D-Day. His name is D-Day. Jetpack General Blitz and Commando and the Commando one, Sergeant Savage. So I think I got most of them.
Yeah, I don't know who any of those guys
Yeah,
are.
man. So they're definitely like on that O ring level, but
Mm,
bigger, and they got the accessories as usual. And yeah, man.
interesting.
So it's like GI Joe's resurgence. Everything's going up,
Oh
you
yeah.
know. So I mean, it's good. I mean, I'm happy for the brand. I mean, they need to do a nice movie. They
Really?
also they need a new animation. Bring that into play and a video game. Give us a video game similar to
Oh,
Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? Something
I'm
like
first person though. I want a GI Joe game third person. I want to see the characters because the characters are such a big part of GI Joe. Like I would
yeah.
want to see my character. You know.
I if I were a developer, I would do something like that. Maybe if I do a first person shooter, I would have to have it to where I can select any character. You know what I'm saying? And then once you select that character, let's say you're going on the internet, I mean, you would have some type of confinement where I'm that character in this universe, and that's it. If I'm going through the story or whatever,
Yeah.
that's it. I can't jump to a new character, but I can see all everybody else who chose their
You
characters.
talking about an MMO?
Something like that. Yeah.
Wow, MMO GI Joe. Yeah, that'd be. The thing is with MMO is there's gonna be a bunch of Dukes, a bunch of Stalkers, a bunch of Snake Eyes. You know, because it's
But
an
but I would have a limitation. So like with a lot of these things, you have boards or you go into different battlegrounds, like based upon your level.
right, right. I see what you're saying. Like
So
a
so you,
yeah,
two dukes can exist in this level because this is this room. You can even have a private room where you create your own, what have you, with your
right.
group, and y'all come in and y'all do y'all missions or whatever as a group. But you guys are these characters like that. You know what
Yeah, yeah. You could do
I mean?
that. The thing for me, like when it comes to gaming, I like solo games. Like I'm not a big like Call of Duty guy. I'm not a big MMO guy. Like playing online with other people, it's cool. But for me, like that's a novelty, right?
Mm.
That's I grew up playing Nintendo and Super
Yeah,
Nintendo. I was that kid. So video gaming is something I do by myself. Like you know what I mean? Like it's I get immersed in a game and I play it. Like so. Um, Third person where you're behind the character, you can see the character in front of you and you walk around and shit like the recent Star Wars games were great. Star Wars Survivor,
yeah,
Jedi. Yeah, so I like that kind of stuff. So I would love to see a GI Joe. Ooh, even a GI Joe RPG would be crazy as fuck. Where yeah, you can collect all the, you can be a different character or whatever, and or you kit bash, you make up your own character, and then all the other characters are throughout the game. You would meet them or whatever, deal with them and shit, fight. That'd be crazy.
yeah.
Um, yeah, but any number of games, like any number of, I just
Because I
don't do
mean,
a hard game or a fucking like let's do a real game. Like let me
yeah.
play.
If they could do it for Fortnite, they could do it. I mean, you had Snake Eyes in Fortnite. You had you had characters in it. They can do it. It's just at this point, do they want to do it? They should be geared to do it. I would have that
They're creative,
blackout video game they had. I would have put that on the kibosh until you see Fortnite. Nah, we're not doing this blackout. We're
Yeah,
gonna come with this. So
that's
we
what Classified was based on. Blackout originally.
yeah,
Yeah,
I would
Classified.
have turned that into a nice online game where you can expand it and everything. I would have buying skins. You think we buying action figures? We'll all be on the video game. Yo, I got Roblox, my Deuce. I got this now.
Yeah,
Now I'm going
I
in.
got the original Storm Shadow. Yeah, I would love to see
Got me a
that.
vamp. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That'd be
We probably be all broke because paying for this stuff.
a Call of Duty type or
Yeah,
a GTA type game would be
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. We'll be broken another way.
Oh yeah. Yep. They gonna get our money one way or the other. We are listen, big ass kids. Yeah, yeah, exactly. A GTA style GI Joe. Imagine
Yeah, that
hopping in different vehicles and shit.
carjacking the dreadnoughts, taking the yo,
Or
that'd be crazy.
hopping in Sky Strikers and shit.
Word, Storm
But
Shadow out there just killing people. That's only your only mission is to kill. Oh man, that'd be crazy.
if it get yeah, like when it gets big enough, when this Energon thing, when Transformers, when the movie comes out and GI Joe gets big enough, then we can maybe see a game happening.
And I guarantee if they make that GI Joe game like Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto, I think it'll smash records. I think it'll be a wild $1 billion game. They would not understand it. Why? Because you're gonna have all of us playing that joint, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, it's gonna be ridiculous, man. I definitely playing it.
Collectibles are huge. The collectibles have blown up since COVID.
Yeah. But
Collectibles.
there's a reason for that too. A lot of people they had a discussion the other day about it, about the prices going up. And this is just my opinion, not even an opinion, my belief. It's because they're shrinking production on the action figures. They're not going full blast because not for nothing, everybody on YouTube talking about Ollie's. Ollie's. Why is these figures going to Ollie's now?
Yeah.
So they're seeing that like, oh, we're overproducing. Then if all our stuff is going to Ollie's,
right?
So now let's shrink production and do it that way.
And then but people,
production prices go up.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have, like, look how many people did not get Dr. Mindbender. I don't have one. Most, a lot of collectors did not get Dr. Obviously, most collectors did not get Dr. Mindbender. He was an exclusive. They didn't make enough. Then they tried to make a second batch. That still wasn't enough.
Yeah.
They got to figure it out. This shit is high demand. But they figured it out. Like, fans, they didn't want the futuristic stuff. Fans wanted the nostalgic stuff. So they started doing the retro stuff. And, that's what they're definitely leaning on now, and putting out those characters, which I think it's brilliant, dude. I really do, because there's so many characters from the 80s that the roster is huge, and they're all somebody's favorite character. True. Right? True. Everyone had, like, one of those toys was some kid's favorite toy, and so, like, everybody, like, every character that comes up, there's always going to be a bunch of people that are waiting for that character. So it's a genius move, man, and they've really been hitting the mark. I mean, every time, every new character, people are like, oh, gotta have him. You weren't even thinking about that character. No one knows what characters don't come up, like what toy they're gonna do, but a new one comes out, everybody gotta have it.
I got a sneaky suspicion that they're gonna do a 2-pack with Dr. Mindbender, and they might have Dr. Mindbender and what's his name, Serpento.
Oh, that would be crazy.
They might do that.
That'd be a crazy set, like have a like a table, like a lab.
Yeah.
Rise.
Yeah, Rise. Yep.
Mm-hmm. That would be dope, but yeah.
That's if they were smart enough, or a real fan like us.
Right.
They would do something like that to appease the collectors who missed out on both,
Shiny gold, Serpento.
Ooh, yeah. Shiny gold one. That'd be sick.
Yeah. But yeah, anybody out there's got a Dr. Mindbender, hit your boy up.
Yeah, I tried, man. I looked online. I was trying to get my little network. Everybody's like, yo, we dry with this. But I got one more guy, but I got to see if his price is right, because a lot of times it's like $90 and up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a crazy price.
The minute they hit like 75, and I was like, "Ooh, should I do it?" Like I was on, but yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah, man.
But like, they're gonna put him back out. Mindbender's back out, so.
And hopefully this time they put him out with the Cobra on his cloak.
They will. That's the whole. That's their difference. Is it's gonna be a retro Mindbender. So it'll look more like the original. But yeah, y'all, that's it, man. We rocking. We hitting that 2.5 hour mark almost. But it's been a dope show, you guys, and we do have to call it a night.
Yeah.
But listen, y'all, have a good weekend. Thank y'all for coming. If you're new to the show, please subscribe. Please hit that like. Please leave a comment. It really helps the channel. And have a great, safe weekend. And we'll see you guys Monday, 7 p.m. Every Monday, every Saturday, 7 p.m. Y'all know what it is.
And shout out to my fellas that came in the chat. You know what I'm saying? This is my guy here, Reno, official tissue. You know what I mean? And he
Welcome.
comes with a lot of science. And yo, you know they got a channel too. Casual. He got the casual toy chat. You know, casual toy collector. It comes on at 10:30 on Friday. You got the Friday night flex. It
Bet.
comes on 10:30, and then he also got it on Saturday at 10:30. So, and
Dope.
there's Wednesday shows as well. I think that's like earlier.
So that's coming tonight. He's got.
Yeah, yeah. He's gonna be on there tonight. You know, so
Oh,
it's Saturday stunt. It's a Saturday stunt. You know what I mean? And everybody share collections and stuff, and just chopping it up. You know, they do their thing. You know what I'm saying? It gets a little raunchy sometimes, but for the most part, you know, everybody's collectors and they do that. You know, he said anyone could join. Yep. You know,
Bet.
anyone can join it. You know what I'm saying?
Bet.
Word.
Yeah, I'm definitely slide through, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I've been out for a minute because I had to, you know, recalculate my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Word up.
Things, yeah, and give me
Word
some
up.
sleep.
Yeah, man, you got to get it together, man. But we'll see y'all Monday, man. We'll have a dope show for y'all, and yeah, next Saturday, bro. Whenever it is, just hit me up on the gram. But y'all, yeah, man, be safe. Peace. One.